Recall, review, ramble, Gallus.
In this movie, you have laughed during my cold open. In this movie, Adam Sandler plays a character hated by everyone in the movie's world, but he has to step up and save the day. Doesn't narrow it down, does it, Sophie?
No,
That
it
still
really
could be
doesn't.
any Adam Sandler movie. Adam Sandler is joined by a cast of literally all of his mates and his mates' families in tiny cameo roles.
True.
Doesn't narrow it down though. Adam Sandler makes a lot of money from his Netflix deal. Also, doesn't narrow it down. God, they're all the same. Adam Sandler is not funny in this movie. Adam Sandler plays Hubie in Hubie Halloween. Welcome to the Sandlerverse. I was searching Netflix alone one late night, and what did I see? Before me, it was that actor, Sandler, playing Hubie, and suddenly to my surprise I'm in the verse. I'm in the Sandlerverse, the Sandlerverse, it was a Hubie Halloween, is it the verse? It hurts to watch, I'm in the verse. I'm in the Sandlerverse, from the psych ward to Salem, werewolves roam, and everybody hates that mustached guy. The actors came, thick and fast. I'll be okay, I have my handy flask. I'm in the verse, I'm in the Sandlerverse, the Sandlerverse, it was a Hubie Halloween, is it the verse? It hurts to watch, I'm in the verse. Help, I'm stuck in the Sandlerverse. It's Hubie Halloween. I'm Ryan.
I'm Sophie.
And today we're going to blather about Hubie Halloween.
Hubie.
Hubie Halloween. It doesn't matter.
It does matter. The character's called Hubie.
The character can't
It
speak the
literally
English
It
language.
needs to be called Hubie because then all the jokes when they call him Hubie and stuff wouldn't make sense
Right,
if they
of
called him
course.
Hubby and then it'd be Pubby.
Hubie Halloween is kind of funny.
What's Pubby? It has to be Hubie.
Yeah, but, fuck this film. There we go, that's the first thought on the
Can
film.
you swear in this?
Feel free.
Oh, good. That's nice.
If you'd like to swear then now. Swear.
Bastard and bitch, fuck, shit. Yep.
Well done, Sophie. So, how you doing?
I'm good. This is a bit of an upgrade
Isn't it?
from the
Well,
last time.
Again, it's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's not. This is not the Robertson sitting room.
No, I've got a lovely view behind us of the river here, and we're inside of the University of West of Scotland.
A lot of cobwebs on.
Well, it's not like this
Thing.
building's been used really at this moment in time. It is the summer, hence the sun and the shots.
Why
and
do
the-
they even have that on there? Because it's not even like what is the point of those wooden slats being across? I'm confused.
It's cool architecture. I don't know. I'm not an archaeological man.
Neither.
Exactly. So about 2 years ago, we sat down and recorded a couple of podcasts with a little wooden table, my old laptop. Even the laptop's had an upgrade, microphone attached to it, having a wee blather about all sorts of things. And during those podcasts, we played a game. It's called Guess the Pal.
You've got a new water bottle as well.
But yeah, I got that at Christmas. It's
Oh, did
absolutely
you?
smashing, yeah.
It's
From,
really
it's on theme Halloween, Hubie. Halloween.
It is. Did you plan that, or do you always just bring
I
that
always
one?
bring that
Oh.
water bottle.
Okay.
See, we played Guess the Card, Sophie, and just for the sheer fun of it, guess card.
The top one.
Oh yeah, top one.
The King of Spades.
Not the King of Spades, guess card.
9 hearts. Oh my god. Has anyone got it right?
Not really, not an AG's guess card.
Oh. Now I'm really determined. The 5 of clubs.
3 spades.
The 7 of diamonds.
It is the 6 of spades, and one more time.
The 11 clubs.
Not a real card. But it was 7 diamonds, in case you were wondering.
I was trying to remember what it was up to and I was so convinced. Well,
11 is
actually
not.
I was going to say 12.
I mean, you've got your jacks, your queens, and your kings, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, I missed you about recording a podcast about an Adam Sandler film as a part of the Sandlerverse. series, which is of course a series where I'm watching all of the goddamn Sandler films. And you immediately said that one.
Yeah, I thought it'd be really funny to...
Well, you were wrong.
No, I don't think the film would be funny. I thought it'd be really funny to pick a shit film. Then I actually realised that I would have to watch it.
Yeah. I did enjoy the messages. You've been like, wait a minute, this means I have to watch it, doesn't it? Yes. It
Yeah.
does. Did you have a nice time watching it?
I enjoyed my Easter egg I ate while I watched it.
I wish I had an Easter egg to eat whilst watching it.
In fact, the movie was so interesting, I started actually reading the ingredients to Cadbury's Easter egg.
What's in a Cadbury's Easter egg?
Do you know there's plant fat in an Easter egg? I didn't even know plants had fat on them.
Aren't we all just plants?
Well, I don't know. It could be veg fat, actually.
So what you're saying is you got so bold you read the ingredients of the Cadbury's Easter egg?
I did.
Kind of.
I did.
But you also had to pay attention to Hubie Halloween. So when was the first time you watched Hubie Halloween? You've obviously seen it before.
Yeah, so I watched it, maybe like 3 years ago, under some substances, and it still wasn't funny then.
Checks out.
Yeah, and I thought, do you know what? Maybe it just was, and I don't remember it. It wasn't. It was not any better.
But the messages you sent me during the ones you watched it, you were like, that was awful. But it wasn't that bad, was it?
It was so much better than what I thought it was, but it was also so much worse.
Yeah.
Than I remember.
For all the right and wrong.
The only reason it was better is because I actually noticed so many people in it.
That's...
Like, I genuinely felt like every character that came up was a new actor that I recognised.
The highlight of Hubie Halloween, because it's an awful film, it's not funny, and it's not really got a plot, but you do get to play the game of, I know you.
Yeah.
How are you here?
You actually get to play that game every 5 minutes because they just shove like about 50 A-list actors into it.
So much fun. It's just the Sandlerverse, it's all of his friends. And then when a child would come up, you'd get an even more fun game of being like, but whose kid is that? Is that Sandler's kid? Ben Stiller's kid? Is that Kevin James's kid?
Oh my gosh, I literally forgot
Is that
Ben
the
Stiller
director's kid? It's all of them. Yeah, what's your thoughts on Adam Sandler in general?
I actually quite like him, and I like a lot of his films. I wish I'd picked one that I had liked to do this on, because there's actually quite a few I do really like. Love Just Go With It.
Oh, Just Go With It.
Has anyone picked that?
No one's picked Just Go With It. We've not had Just Go With It yet.
Oh, I wish I'd picked that now. Anyway, and I think he's alright. He seems like a chill person.
Yeah.
Like, whenever he's in interviews or the red carpets, he's always wearing like basketball shorts for some reason.
He's just a guy.
I really think the best part about that film is his moustache, and I'd be highly disappointed.
Moustache Mountain, we're representing.
Maybe you know this information actually from your research. I'd be highly disappointed to find out if that was stuck on.
It was absolutely stuck on.
Okay, I'm quite disappointed by
it. It was absolutely stuck on. It did not look real.
I think he should maybe start thinking about growing that in real life. I think he suited it.
I forget, do you have a thing for moustaches?
I do.
Good to know.
I do.
Good to know. Was it Chris Evans that got one and you got the van?
He did.
Or was it Stan? Or was it both of them?
I think everyone goes for a wee moustache phase.
I'll just settle for
I
wearing
like to
it on
trim
my
mine
t-shirt.
personally. I just don't think I can pull it off. I think it's too much with the glasses.
I don't know, kind of Hubie Halloween Adam Sandler moustache.
Yeah.
Could be a kind of... I mean, you'd fit right in the cast.
Anyway,
of
it's
Hubie Halloween.
definitely something I'll be putting forward to Adam Sandler. P.O. Box.
Just, hello, 50-odd-year-old man. How old is he? Is he 50 now?
He must be 50.
Yeah.
He must be
Get that
50.
moustache from that one Netflix film made. Would you like some facts about the film?
On you go.
The facts are relatively boring, but they do help set the scene for everything we're about to go into. The film was released on October 7th, 2020, and you might be thinking, why is that date familiar? Nothing happened on that day. It lasts an hour and 43 minutes.
Is that when I watched it in 2020 when it first came out?
Quite possibly.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah.
5 years ago.
It was a long, long time ago. An hour 43 minutes is how long this film runs for. That's too long. It was
Bang
directed,
average for a
directed
film.
by Stephen Brow. Happy Madison's production, of course. Its genre is a comedy, a horror, and a mystery. It is rated 5.3 out of 10 in IMDb. That is wrong. It is rated 52% on Rotten Tomatoes. That is wrong. And it is rated 53 out of 100 in the Metacritic poll. So it's the most 5 out of 10 film
Does Happy
Anyway.
Madison only produce Adam Sandler? Is that his company?
Yes. And his friends.
Is he ever not in one of the films they produce?
I do not think he's in The Wrong Missy, which is an Adam Sandler, Happy Madison's film.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that as well.
I don't think he's in that, but it wouldn't surprise me if he has an appearance.
A cameo,
Or
like
his
he does with
voice.
his wife.
Isn't it? Oh God. The tagline to this movie. Did you catch the tagline to this movie?
No.
Because it's a god awful tagline. What would you pitch as a tagline for Happy Halloween?
Don't watch this.
Good tagline, because it'll only entice people to watch it. The actual official tagline to Hubie Halloween is fear less. That's 2 words. Fear less. What does it mean?
But he's actually afraid the full film.
Yeah, but it's not fearless. The word, it is fear less.
Yeah, but he's afraid the full film.
Why is he afraid?
Literally
October
of
2020.
everything.
Let me take you back to October 2020. What a month this was. What did you get up to in October 2020, Soph? I've just thrown a question that there's no way you have the answer to.
Was it lockdown before then? It was.
It was just post-lockdown, yeah.
Probably not much then.
I have the answers to that question. In October 2020, we just got back into doing ScotRail tours, myself, Daniel and Aaron. So I can tell you that we went to Kilmarnock. And it rained, and it rained,
Is
and
that
it rained,
is that the year I went?
and it rained.
Oh my gosh, I was actually just going to say I'll maybe look back at my Snapchat
It was
memories.
October 4th, I believe, that one. Yeah, we went to Kelly, and all it did was rain. We had KFC, we went to the Dick Institute.
Well,
myself,
let's
Daniel,
not just
so-
breeze by that KFC.
True, let's take a moment to
Let's,
reminisce.
that was the best KFC.
Was it
that
because we
I've
were
ever
wet and in pain and sad?
No.
Or
I've
was it
literally
actually
only
tasty?
had like 5 KFCs in my life, but that one
It's the best one.
has literally been the best one. It's never compared. And I actually went back to Kilmarnock, not purposely for that KFC. I was in Kilmarnock for a reason,
Yeah.
which doesn't really make sense to me because I don't know why I'd be there. But I was. And I got another one, and it was not right.
No.
It was not the same.
It needed that specific day.
I love the sheer silence when we got the food of just eating that KFC.
Just listening to the noises of KFC being ate.
Yeah.
What a beautiful noise. Not in any other context except for this day. We went to the range and they had all the Christmas stuff out
They had a lot of mirrors. Why were we feeling so Christmassy?
because it was really Christmassy in the range.
It was really good.
And it was horrible weather.
I think that's the last time I
I'd say.
felt Christmassy because I hate Christmas.
Quite depressing. What about Halloween?
What did we do for Halloween?
Oh, in October 2020.
Nothing.
I didn't do anything. No.
I don't think I done anything.
Probably watched a garbage horror movie.
This is like the thing about Halloween here. I actually would like Halloween and possibly Christmas, probably not, possibly Christmas if it was done in America. Like if I stayed in said name from Hubie Halloween show, what's the street?
Salem, Massachusetts,
Yeah, I think of it.
where they burned the witches.
It would give it a vibe though.
Yeah, constant vibe of. Let's talk about it.
No, I actually think if I was in America, I would love like Halloween and stuff like that because they always do everything so much bigger.
Everything's bigger in
Like
America.
what is Halloween like here?
I know Halloween in Zulu is class. It's like otherworldly. The amount of kids that go out trick or treating in
It's
Zulu.
always like horror time in Zulu.
Yeah, but Halloween at least we can put that out to the world. That's our greatest
Yeah, it's like
export.
someone's walking down the street with like a knife in them. Is it fake? Is it real? You never really
50-50.
know.
For your birthday, we went to Loch Winnock.
We did.
Yeah, we that this year.
Got my
that would
nails
have been
done
round
that
about
day.
October, kind of the release of the film actually. Might have been a few days before your birthday. Was it on your birthday?
I think we went on the 10th.
Yeah.
I got my nails done that day.
3 days after the release of Hubie Halloween. You probably were talking to me about it in the bloody train.
I feel like it was nice.
It was a beautiful day. It was beautiful. I don't
Considering
understand how
we
you
got
can go from
soaked.
Kilmarnock
Yeah.
to this absolutely gorgeous
I think it's always
view
just like great
with
in
the
Kilmarnock.
waterfalls and the lot. It is always raining in Kelly. With myself, Daniel and Aaron would go to Daly and we would look at Dolfquaran Castle. We would break into Dolfquaran Castle. Myself, Daniel and Kelk would go to Kilwinning and what would be the last ScotRail tour for about a year. And myself, Aaron and Daniel would go to Maybolt to do a ScotRail tour where we would go to Herson Castle, a castle I would go on to 5 years
Now
later.
look on my Snapchat memories
Make
to
a
see if I have
documentary about
something to add to this to October 2020. I'm
Oh.
sure I've done something. I have a feeling I probably went to Attica. My parents used to take me there a lot, even though I did not like it, as a birthday present.
And whilst you're still looking for that, I will tell you about movies released in October 2020 to tell you the kind of climate that Hubie Halloween was coming into. You have, of course, the amazingly shite.
Oh, I love the signal in here.
That's good signalling at the University of West Scotland.
I'm going off of the things I can actually say.
The amazing Emma Roberts, I believe her name is, Holiday movie.
I did go to Attica.
Nice. October 2020
I
was
can't
a
even
good
show.
month.
I can't even show like that. That is a really nice picture of
That's Snapchat
It would,
screen.
if it loaded, it'd be a really nice picture of some mountains and a loch.
Pretty.
So imagine that with a blue sky.
Imagine
Oh, Loch Winnock Chippy. That's what
that.
that picture would be.
Blessed we did.
I also had a McDonald's and a Domino's a couple of days before that chippy.
Don't worry about it. You also watched Hubie Halloween, but it's the week of your birthday, so you're treating yourself.
Exactly.
You're treating yourself. So yeah, we had Holiday release in October 2020.
Oh, I like that. Have you watched that?
Yeah.
That's a good film.
I mean, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I
I
thought it was
liked
pretty
it,
good.
but there was the Adams Family movie. There was Love and Monsters. Not seen it. Apparently, it was quite well praised. The Trial of the Chicago 7. Again, apparently a well praised movie. The War with Grandpa. Probably big in the States. Now we're getting to the movies that interest me. We've got After We Collided, the 10th movie starring not Harry Styles.
I've just realised what that is.
Harbour. Yeah, it's great.
I don't think I've watched that one.
I mean, either. Haven't watched any of them. And the greatest film released in October 2020 that is not Hubie Halloween, The Empty Man. Go on, please tell me you've seen The Empty Man. Oh, there was a running bet for a good 4 years. So anytime we'd have a movie night,
What is it about?
we'd always pitch a movie to watch. And every single time without fail, I'd pitch 2 movies. Murder by Death, because that is a brilliant name, and The Empty Man, because the trailer for Disney Plus would come up. And it is just one of these, say it 3 times into a bottle on a bridge and bad things will happen. The empty man, the empty man, the empty man. And then you get haunted by the empty man. And it's awful. I made a joke about watching this for years because the worst part about the film is the fact it's 2 hours and 40 minutes long.
And this is on Disney Plus.
So it was, yeah, it might still be.
It's not made by them.
No, they just bought it. Well, it was made. I mean, it wasn't made by Disney, but Disney. It was made by a company Disney now own
Yeah.
because it's conglomerate. And one day last year, probably around about October, I finally convinced Ren, after months of asking, years of asking, to watch The Empty Man. The first 50 minutes of the movie are not about the plot of the movie. It drove us mental. She was on her phone actually. It drove me specifically mental.
Fair enough.
No, I don't know. She doesn't really want. And then they get the bottles and they're on the bridge. The empty man, the empty man, the empty man. And I'm waiting to see the empty man. I think I fell asleep.
The empty man, 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 the empty man.
But in the real world, on October 2020, would you like some stories from the real world? Because fuck all happened, if I'm being honest. Fuck and all happened. That's what I was doing. I was sat at a bench down there in the sun waiting for Sophie to rock up to him. And I was like, right, I'll get some final research and I'll see what happened in October 2020. Nothing. It's just COVID this and COVID that and Trump this and Trump that. I was hoping there would be a really good story. Couldn't find one. But what I did find was something quite interesting.
One of those is still a main story to this day. It's rerun.
I remember
Literally rerun.
round 2 for Trump. So, on October 7th, the exact date of the release of Hubie Halloween, Nicola Sturgeon would announce for 16 straight days pubs would not be allowed to sell alcohol.
Is that when people could go to the pub and
Yeah.
not buy alcohol?
Yeah, they could sell. They could buy
I'm actually so
non-alcoholic
glad I
alcohol.
wasn't aged at that point because I'd be so annoyed.
It was,
And I
it's
would have
brilliant.
took my hip flask into the pub.
The reason being is there was a further 1,054 people tested positive for COVID-19 in a day, and she was like, "No, can't have that. I blame alcohol specifically." You can drink outside. I'll point that out. You can drink in pubs in the beer gardens, but you cannot drink inside of the building of the pub.
I feel like I'm more likely to stay away from someone if I have drank. Like, I'd actively try not to stand close to someone
Yeah.
than I would sober.
But you might accidentally stand close to someone for 16 days from Friday at 6 p.m. All pubs, bars, restaurants and cafes must operate on a daytime only basis, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the service of food and non-alcoholic drinks. They cannot continue to serve they can continue to serve alcohol outdoors up to the curfew of 10 o'clock, but that is the curfew and you will be home by 10.
I really hate cheers without arms because I really don't know what to do with my own arms right now. I've been really panicking about this. What is there's no...
You're in the University of the West of Scotland, you're not exactly going to get... Would you like 2 chairs either side of you to use as armrests?
That would look really cool.
Would it?
No. There's no comfortable way for me to sit.
Wow, I'm looking forward to that. Watching you squirm.
There's literally just a full bit of me. You can see me concentrating, thinking where to put my arms.
This is the part that interested me most, actually. In 5 health board areas that are causing the greatest concern around Scotland: Greater Glasgow, Lanarkshire, the Lothians, Fort Valley, and one of the biggest causes of concerns for COVID-19, Ayrshire and Arran. We were the top ranked cause of concern for COVID-19 on October 7th,
we're all alcoholics.
2020.
We're all alcoholics and we love touching people when we're drunk.
That's true. Down in, I believe it was Middlesbrough in England, they were having COVID parties where if you had COVID, you could go to a party. If you didn't have COVID, you couldn't. So if you were sick, you might as well go and join the other folk that are sick and get fucking pissed with them.
Yeah. When I had COVID, everyone stayed away from me in my house. And then Adam got COVID. So then we just kind of teamed up.
And watched Hubie Halloween on
and
alone.
Literally got
3, 4 times.
We got what's the word? Segregated from my mum and dad. So they unfortunately have missed out on watching that film.
You mean Robert's not seen Hubie Halloween?
He hasn't. That would have been a family night film as well.
Oh, because it's such a good family night film.
I
really like all of the boner jokes.
I really remember watching it with Adam and it finishing and me being like, my God, man, that was actually so bad. And him being like, I thought it was alright. And I'm just like, of course you did.
Again, I really like the boner jokes. So I've put on the slides here of Ryan's notes to summarise the movie. What should be Halloween about? Summarise this film.
Without giving away any spoilers to those. Okay, that's fine. It is about Adam Sandler.
It's not his name. His name is Hubie.
It's Hubie. It's Hubie.
Hubie.
It's about Adam Sandler's character Hubie, who really fancies the mum from Modern Family.
Yep. Oh, she hates that.
Yeah, and his mum really loves him.
Yep.
Yeah.
She just wants her Hubie to be able to stand up for himself, because he gets bullied by everyone for no real reason.
Aside from the mum from Modern Family.
No, she calls him a stud.
Yeah.
For no reason.
I just was really confused by her.
Yeah.
And
when we get to my scene by scene watch along,
I feel like they were promoting adoption, the full film as well.
Were they?
Our kids are adopted.
Yeah, but
which they spoke about a lot.
Yeah, but every single time it was at the expense of the other kids going, you don't know who your real dad is. You're fostered. The kids got bullied the entire film.
I really liked the teacher that was in the Egyptian costume.
Miss Cleopatra, Miss
she
Taylor.
Was quite fun.
She was sick. She's a badass.
Yeah, I liked her.
I
she may be the only character that was actually, Why was she so young?
Yeah.
She also did play a student in a Disney Channel show.
So Hubie is living his best. This is the kind of joke you get in a Sandler movie, is someone not being able to say the name of the character right, just on a loop. I'm surprised that doesn't happen. I mean, they intentionally miscall.
Some of them were quite creative.
Some of the jokes?
No, the names.
The names of the characters?
I do feel like Hubie was quite funny.
Hubie is quite funny.
If I was there, I would have laughed at that.
It would have been funnier if there was a reason.
It rhymes with Hubie.
Yeah, but it'd been funny if there's in Adam Sandler, the character's backstory, he had embarrassing pubes. But in actual fact...
Can you have embarrassing pubes?
I guarantee you Adam Sandler as Hubie fucking Doobie has embarrassing pubes. So it's a
I
kind of
can't
a
imagine
mystery
that.
film, basically. We're on Halloween, and he is Halloween monitor. He is the guy that is going to make sure that everything. He's the straight A. He's the Paul Monitor of Halloween. The Hall Monitor. Paul Hall Monitor. Great character name. As he patrols the streets, making sure nothing bad happens. But oh no, bad things are happening conveniently to all the characters that have embarrassed him throughout the runtime of the movie. Oh, but there's also an escaped psycho and a werewolf. I guess it's one of these. Nah.
Yeah, do you know what though?
It's his mum.
They really built up that plot line.
Did they?
Yeah, but when the plot twist came that it was his mum, I was really disappointed.
Yep.
But I really liked the plot twist of why the werewolf and the psychopath.
They were Gallus.
Well, they didn't say that. I think they were just really close friends.
They were really close friends.
But I
That's what gay people.
I actually really liked that plot twist.
They're just close friends. That was how you got away with it in the fucking 1800s. Me and Billy were just close friends.
Is this set like then?
Good question.
When is the
Hubie
timeline?
Halloween set? Because it's not 2020, the year of the movie's release, because of COVID. Now this led to Ryan going in a very deep rabbit hole about, right, so at one of the Halloween party sequences, we see a lady dressed as Billie Eilish and she has blue hair. When did Billie Eilish get blue hair? Right, so 2017 she got blue hair. When did she get that specific look? 2018. So it is either 2018 or 2019.
I thought that was going to be like a really big like Simpsons moment where they predicted that
Nope.
Billie Eilish was going to have blue
No,
hair.
it is 2018 or 2019. This movie is set. I'm going to say 2019 because that's when it was filmed.
I'm not surprised they were able to do it in a year. I don't know if this is true. Did I hear that they didn't have a script for that film? It really felt like it.
That's how Adam Sandler movies, I imagine, work. There was a
Yeah.
script. I doubt we saw the script. We saw their funny jokes that they made along the way.
I don't know about you, but right, I feel like you're either one of those people who love watching TV with subtitles or hate it.
I had to watch this film with
I
subtitles.
literally hate watching.
How have we danced around his goddamn obnoxious,
I
awful
literally
voice?
hate watching stuff with subtitles because I think unless it's in like a foreign language, like that's different. But just normal stuff that I would watch, I hate the subtitles being there. And about 2 minutes into the film of watching it, I realised I have literally no idea what he's saying.
I'm not talking about that.
What was he saying?
That was I'm like Rocky Balboa.
And I feel like even Netflix got some of the subtitles wrong.
It's really funny. I love subtitles on movies. I think they're very entertaining.
I really don't like them. It really annoys me.
Yeah,
when
but
they
every
pop
now and
up.
again you get like an absolute bit of comedic gold from the subtitle.
Yeah, when it's not right.
Because like, you know how when it's like, oh, explosion happens? And see, sometimes just the words it uses, because sometimes it tries to describe the noise of the explosion.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching a film and then you have insert line of dialogue, then you get thrust noise. Sorry, what? Oh, it was a thrust noise. I'm pretty sure I saw an explosion and now I'm picturing a thrust noise. What are you trying to tell me here, movie? That's why I like subtitles.
What would a thrust noise even sound like?
I'm trying to make it, it's because it's an explosion noise,
Yeah.
there's also a thrust sound. Like a, whatever that sounds like.
Well, nothing, because there was no sound. Yeah, so about 2 minutes in, I realised I literally could not make out a word he was saying.
Because he's
Put the subtitles on.
Noise of a voice.
Yeah, I don't... Like, why?
Because it's funny.
It just wasn't, though.
It's funny.
Like, would it really have been any better? Would it have been any funnier without that? Probably not.
But it's funny.
Because I'm thinking if you're somebody that doesn't know how to put the subtitles on in Netflix,
It's quite hard.
it would really not be funny because you would not understand what he's saying.
I'd argue it'd be funnier.
He does a really weird thing with his mouth.
Yep. Got to emphasise the fake moustache to get the voice to just be overall as annoying as possible. The plot twists in this movie aren't plot twists.
Yeah, they are.
Are they? There is no...
Did you
'cause
know?
You're watching a kind of investigative movie like this. There is at least evidence throughout the movie to get to the end result. There is so much evidence telling you that it is literally every other character you see except for the mum. and then it's the mum. There is not a single thing throughout the movie that teases it could be the mum. So it's just oh well, I feel like I've been fucked over. I've spent so long trying to figure out what one of Adam Sandler's friends is behind this pig mask. It's a very exciting period of time.
I would like a list of each individual actor to know how much they got paid to be in that film.
Free.
Specifically, Ray Liotta.
He got all of the money. All of the money.
I really liked the bit when he started hitting on the teacher that looked like she was 16.
Yeah, but because she's like, oh, you're creeping on me, that joke would have been... What was the joke? Because if she is a teacher and therefore an adult woman, it's not as... Because I thought, oh my god, he's a pedophile. Because I still hadn't realised she's a teacher at this point. I thought she was a child. I thought she was a school student. Then
that would look really bad then.
We'll get to my play-by-play notes in due time. So some production information about Hubie Halloween. In 2019, it was announced as Adam Sandler's next film, but as part of the Netflix deal.
I'd like to find out how many more films he's got left and actively avoid them in the deal.
Unlimited amounts. Photography began in July 2019 around Salem, Linfield, Hamilton, Marblehead, Danvers and Tewkesbury and other parts of Massachusetts, wrapping in early September. It was a, 3-month shoot then? Over the summer. They shot this film in 3 months over the summer. It's just another Adam Sandler holiday with his mates. The movie. It was digitally released on Netflix. It was the top streamed title in its first 2 weeks of release. I'm pretty sure it was one of the most successful films of 2020, and I'm pretty sure it's one of his highest, most successful movies.
No, but Netflix does this thing where they have their top 10. Have you seen that when you first go on? I feel like any film that just comes out always happens to go up at number one.
Gotta promote it.
Yeah, I feel like no viewers are rating this and putting this at number one.
When you don't release your statistics, you can say anything you want. Like Stranger Things, the greatest television show of all time. They've got the statistics to prove it.
Well, no, it's funny you bring up Stranger Things.
You should say.
Because Noah Schnapp does appear in that.
Noah Schnapp does appear. That was my favourite one. It was one of my favourite ones. I was like, it's Stranger Things. It's not my favourite one. There's so many. And this god-awful... I think my favourite one was Bloody Modern Family, Claire Dunphy. I was like, no, that is weird.
Yeah. It's weird he didn't pick a sexy Latina lassie to play his wife as he normally does.
That's true, but he's getting on.
This was a bit different for him.
He is getting on in age.
Yeah.
Anyway, since he first signed the deal with Netflix in 2014, Adam Sandler and Happy Madison's Productions have made 6 films for the streamer. Now, more are on their way. Netflix announced on Friday it's extended its deal with Sandler to include 4 additional movies. The 6th film, Hubie Halloween, will be released later this year and has a cast that includes Kevin James, Julie Bowen, Ray Liotta, Maya Rudolph, Rob Schneider, spoilers, Kenna Thompson, Steve Buscemi, Michael Chiklis, Tim Meadows, Noah Schnapp, Paris Berlet, can't pronounce that name, and that's also a spoiler. The cast list is actually spoilers. This film's so much more fun if you don't know who's in it. Because it is just name after name after name after name.
Is.
But see if you're in the film waiting for Chekhov's Big Shack, it's not as fun. Sandler christened his relationship with the streamer in 2015 with The Ridiculous Six, followed by The Do-Over, Sandy Wexter, The Week Off, and Murder Mystery, which Netflix says it was his most popular title on the service last year. Funny that he is 2 years and it was dropped the most popular film on Netflix.
Is Sandy Wexler the one where he's the talent agent? That, in my opinion, from what I remember from it, could be worse. Yeah, but I did not want to pick that one because I really, really did not want to rewatch that.
How many households do you think watched Murder Mystery?
Now, that's a good question because a lot of people use the same account. My family does.
So this is specifically households?
Worldwide?
Yes.
Well, there's 7... Is there still 7.5 billion people?
Oh, in the US specifically.
Oh,
actually.
just in America?
In the US.
I'm going to go for 10 million.
83 million.
So close.
Whether you know him as the Sandman, the Waterboy, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Nick Spritz, or simply Adam, one thing is clear, our members can't get enough of him, said Ted Netflix chief content officer. They love his stories and his humour. As we saw with Murder Mystery, so I could not be more than excited to extend our partnership with Adam and the Happy Madison team to deliver more laughs around the world. The Sandler Netflix deal has been a lucrative job for both parties, evidenced by the viewership numbers Netflix has shared, just the ones they've shared, despite the fact that the movies were critically obliviated. The original 4-picture deal was worth $250 million. Netflix did not disclose the terms of this new pact, but what is funny is Adam Sandler, thanks to the Netflix deal, became the highest paid actor in the world.
See, the thing is, right, I don't even associate Adam Sandler with Netflix because all my favourite films are ones that
The
are
90s.
actually good.
The 90s and the 2000s.
The ones that he's literally not done with Netflix.
Yeah.
So when I was
Oh, his
watching...
Netflix ones are god.
Yeah, when I was watching Hubie, I was a bit like, this is weird that it's... I knew it was Netflix owned, but I was thinking this is a bit strange.
Yeah,
But
it
it's
does have
Netflix
the bum bum.
Now I've realised how many Adam Sandler Netflix films there is.
If it
I think
came out
that
from
will-
2016 onwards.
You know when you go down and it's like British sitcoms, drama,
The
Adam
Sandlerverse.
Sandler. Like it's just gonna be Adam Sandler at one point.
Happy Madison. That'd be kind of funny. So this is a screen grab of an article that I've got here that starts with a great sentence and finishes it up with a great conclusion. Why would you purposely make a film with such little effort? The answer? Money and Netflix. Adam Sandler and his company Happy Madison Productions have mastered the method of drawing an audience, even with movies that are, I'm going to paraphrase, shite. A prime example of this phenomenon is 2011's Jack and Jill, which famously received only single digits in Rotten Tomatoes. Even with its terrible critical reception, it still earned $150 million. Grown Ups 2 garnering 7% on Rotten Tomatoes, earning $250 million.
Well, let's not target. I'm annoyed they can put Grown Ups in the same sentence as Jack and Jill.
Hubie Halloween has 50% higher rating than Grown Ups 2, apparently.
No way.
There isn't a wide consensus to why these comedies drew such large crowds compared to other movies, but Netflix doesn't care about that. All they care about is viewership, subscribers, and with Sandler, they're actively gaining viewers and subscribers to their platform. So why would you not extend this deal and just keep making actual crap? That makes Netflix and Happy Madison Productions a perfect match. Netflix doesn't care about what critics think, they only care about the subscriber and the data, and they're liking the data they're getting from Sandler. One of Sandler's recent releases, Murder Mystery, garnered over 30 million views on its opening weekend, and now Netflix's view count isn't the most accurate, as it only counts a few minutes watched as a single view.
No, seriously.
That's my favourite Netflix thing, by the way. See, if you watch a film for 2 minutes and think, this Hubie Halloween is awful, and you switch it off, still a view. Still a view, and
I
we've
can't
got
believe
that
that. I
data to
didn't know
eliminate.
that was a thing at all.
These movies are profitable for Netflix and can be made with little effort, the lack of budget basically, and there's no need to really have a plot. So it's a success for both parties. The rich get richer and they don't have to do anything to get any
I
money.
mean, the movie doesn't look technically bad.
It looks great.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
Like, the set's unreal for it. But there isn't any... There's no graphics and stuff like that. There's no CGI.
Good.
Yeah.
I like my practical effects. For the 41st Golden Raspberry Awards, Hubie Halloween received 3 nominations. It unfortunately did not win any of these. For the worst screen combo, what do you think the worst on-screen combo they were nominated for was?
The 2 actors. No.
That's what the bracket's meant to be.
The mum from Modern Family and Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler and his voice, which is a great joke. The worst prequel, remake, rip-off or sequel, because it's a remake rip-off of Ernest Scared Stupid. Never seen it.
Never seen
Good to
it.
know. And it was also nominated for the worst actor in Adam Sandler. But hey, it made a lot of money.
But it's like, is Adam Sandler really an actor? Because
Yes.
he does just play himself in all the films.
This is the first film that came out after he made Uncut Gems.
I don't know what that is.
Uncut Gems is a movie that he made which is genuinely, critically amazing. And he's a really good actor. Because he can be a really good actor.
Is he playing someone serious?
Yes.
Right, got it.
He can be a good actor. He can do it. But what is critical fame and little amounts of money over being Adam Sandler and making making shit tons of money.
I'd really like someone to do an interview with him and actually ask him about his shit films. It's kind of like when people ask James Corden about his character in Cats. Or
This was
what's
the
that
last-
other movie, the Emoji Movie, when people ask him about that.
This was the last slide I had on this PowerPoint, but I'm going to bring it up now as soon as the conversation's gone there. No, work. Appearing on the Hollywood Stern Show in 2019, Adam Sandler joked that if he did not win the Oscar for Uncut Gems, because it was an Oscar Best Picture nominated.
Why have I not watched this? What's it about? Is this the basketball one?
No, it's the other one.
Oh.
Then he would go out of his way to make the worst film of all time. Which leads us to the question, is Hubie Halloween Adam Sandler's response to not winning the Oscar, and was he fully self-aware when making this film, going out of his way to make it the worst film of all time? That's why he casted his mates and just shite jokes everywhere. That's why he put on an annoying voice. That's why there's no plot. That's why the plot twists aren't real. That's why there's no plot to most of the movie. Did he actively try and make a bad movie as a fuck you to the Oscar board and to the people?
I feel like he was aware.
He's absolutely
He's
self-aware.
100% been aware. I feel like he's made other bad films not aware,
Yes.
but I feel like this one was totally
I
self-aware.
think all of the Netflix films are glorified holidays
No.
and hangouts with his mates.
I think the Sandy Wexler one, he's meant to be kind of serious in that. It's not really a comedy, is it?
I didn't finish it.
I
'cause
think I watched 2 minutes, but that's a view. So in Netflix's mind, you did watch that, all of it actually.
That's true. This is a great quote, by the way, just because it's Adam Sandler. He didn't make the final nominee list, and since Hubie Halloween was his next film, rumours began that the goofy children-targeted film, because the intended audience of this film was children, so why is there so many boner jokes?
Yeah,
Was
I don't feel like it's, what is it, a 12?
Yes,
Yeah, I don't feel like it's targeted at children.
it was.
I think Adam Sandler's laughing at himself every time he gets a notification from Netflix saying somebody spewed that.
But it's okay because Adam Sandler assures fans that Hubie Halloween was not intentionally made as the worst film ever as payback. This is a quote from Adam Sandler. I said, if I don't get a blah blah blah, which is a great joke, Adam, because you're fucking Hotel Transylvania Dracula, and he does not say blah blah blah. I'm going to make the worst movie. A payback, whatever, right? Apparently it was just a joke. That's a shame. Although the issue he has with it, and the reason he hasn't made the worst movie ever yet, which is again debatable, is because how do you do that? Like, how do you make the worst movie ever? I think Hubie Halloween could come pretty fucking close. So let's talk a bit about the director, Stephen Brill. Familiar with any of his work?
No.
Well, then,
Or am I?
time to list off some Stephen Brill films. We have got in 1992 The Mighty Ducks, in 1994 The Mighty Ducks 2, in 1995 Heavyweights, in 1996 The Mighty Ducks 3. He didn't direct this, but he wrote in 2000 Ready to Rumble, the wrestling film starring David
I
Arquette.
thought it was a song.
No, the
Is
song.
that Ant and Dec?
It's Ant and Dec, yeah. He did Little Nicky, Adam Sandler movie, which was nominated for the worst director and the worst screenplay. That was his first movie he did with Adam Sandler. Good to know. Mr. Deeds, Without a Paddle, Drillbit Taylor, a movie I've seen.
Mr. Deeds isn't Adam Sandler. I think I've seen that.
Movie 43. He also got nominated for the worst director for that. Walk of Shame. And then we get to the grim section of Stephen Brill's filmography. The Do-Over, starring Adam Sandler. Sandy Wexler, starring Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler, 100% Fresh, starring Adam Sandler. Hubie Halloween, starring Adam Sandler. It's a barrel 4 years in the Netflix deal for Stephen Brill.
I like to know how they got back in contact after not speaking for so long.
Well,
Because there's quite a long gap.
Little Nicky in the 2000s, Do-Over in 2016, true.
So there's quite a long gap from that.
Probably just...
So I'm thinking, why was Adam Sandler's go-to that director?
Because...
The Do-Over's not terrible.
The Do-Over is not a terrible movie.
I do remember watching it young,
Not
and then
smart.
my mum switching it off at a certain point,
Yeah.
which everyone knows probably what point that is, to be honest.
It's not an awful movie. It's kind of funny and quite actually emotional at points. So Why did Adam Sandler... Oh, I'll tell you why, sorry. I'll tell you the reasons to why it's back to Stephen Brill. So the Netflix deal, see as long with making these bullshit movies to basically just get money.
Yeah.
Why not just go back to the movies that made you famous and make them again, but under Netflix? So go back and get the same cast, get the same director. That's why half the cast of this movie are all the ones from the 2000s, 90s Sandler films. And his friends from the mid-2000s, because of course Kevin James is in it. Of course he's in it. That's why I brought him back.
Particularly love his haircut.
The fact that it
And
doesn't
this-
match.
Yeah. I'm so confused to why that was such a big character choice.
Everyone's got wigs. So Adam Sandler says that he and his family love Halloween. So he's always wanted to do a Halloween-styled film. I've been trying to do a Halloween-type movie for many, many years, Sandler said in a 2020 interview. I couldn't come up with a good idea, and then finally we said, we don't have a good idea. Let's do it anyway. That is how this movie came to be. That one quote right there. We don't have a good idea, but let's do this anyway. Sandler flirted with the notion for some time. He played the devil's son in Little Nicky and voiced Count Dracula in the first 3 films of Hotel Transylvania. Still, he is a scaredy cat. In real life, I get scared pretty easily, said Adam Sandler. When I come home and the lights are off, I'm not excited. I don't like that. I'll push my wife and go, what's going on? Yep, that's what that says. Come on. Check out the kitchen. It's pathetic. So he took his real life fear and his love of Halloween, took those 2 things and made it the entire character.
God, what's his real life mum like?
We'll get... Right, and on that note, shall we go through the film? Scene by scene, breaking down every single thing that happens. I feel like we've done a good enough job of setting the scene for the movie. Yeah, you get yourself comfortable.
I'm just getting comfortable, yeah. I'm bracing myself.
Sit down first actually, Ryan. Don't try and talk.
That noise has actually stopped.
It does. Okay, just get used to it. I think sitting in UB at University of West Scotland, I go genuinely insane at that noise, and then it does go away, and I can never tell if it's gone fully or if I've just stopped.
No, it's definitely gone.
It's gone, but it'll be back with a vengeance. Guess cards of it.
Actual card this time, not one that I made
Yeah,
up.
don't make up a card.
Okay, the Jack of Hearts.
It is the 8 of clubs. I guess you got.
3 of Spades.
That is the 3 of hearts. The 3 of spades has been spelled on Sophie, and it is right in front of you. For God's sake. Just guess the card.
The 10 of Diamonds.
It's the Jack of Diamonds. That's the next one up. What I love about Guess the Card is your odds are meant to go down with meant to get higher with every card that's guessed, but for Sophie it actually gets harder the more cards that's been guessed, because she forgets what one is literally in front of her. Guess cards of it.
The 4 of Clubs.
That's
It's really
nice.
hard to think of card names.
Isn't it just? And one more.
The 5 of Diamonds.
That's the 2 of Diamonds. You know what? You got pretty close. Always got the suit right.
Yeah.
Except for that one time you guessed the card that was literally right there. But that time you got the number right. So
I
you
just
win
have
some, you
go-to
lose some.
numbers that I
Yeah.
use all the time. And then once
We all
they've
do,
been
yeah.
used.
I mean, I like my 8s and my 7s when I'm
Yeah,
playing Guess the
exactly.
Card.
See, everybody has their go-to numbers.
Absolutely. Did you have any expectations the first time round for this film? Like, did you watch the little trailer thing on Netflix and think, I want to watch that? Basically, I'm trying to ask you, why did you watch this film?
So I can't remember if I watched the trailer or not, but I definitely picked it because I thought it would be funny. And I thought, it's Adam Sandler. It's all the same cast. We're like, this is because I'm with my brother, like, it's a new movie, it's something we've not seen. Let's put it on. Adam Sandler's in it. So is all his best friends.
Yep, except for David Spade. Who was my prediction, by the way, for The Masked Killer. I was with David Spade. But it wasn't.
Why was he not in it? Everybody else was in it.
I'm assuming he was busy doing something else.
Maybe making an actual
Nah, he's
film.
probably filming The Wrong Missy at that moment in time. Oh, fuck, he was as well, I think.
He probably would have been.
If there was internet in here, I'd have googled that. The film opens with the Happy Madison intro, little terrific, but it's spooky. this time.
That's true.
It was spooky, and then you hear thunder, and you're taken to a mental hospital, and you're like, oh, I've seen a film start like every film I've ever seen that's a Halloween themed film starts with this guy. You've got a guy whistling, and at this point, the checklist. I've got my checklist of things to expect from the movie.
Very Silence of the Lambs, wasn't it, at the beginning?
No.
Yes, it literally was.
A shite Silence of the Lambs, maybe.
Yeah.
But Silence of the Lambs is good.
Yeah.
This was never good.
It's kind of like that film where it's not another teen movie, and it's like they take bits from
It's
all
like- yeah,
teen
it's like
films, then do it badly.
It is a spoof of every Halloween film, horror film ever. Guy's pushing a trolley. He offers a delivery of something to what is revealed to be an escapee. Dramatic. The window's open. Oh my god, there's an escaped psychopath in the mental hospital on the loose, which leads to Ben Stiller. How the hell did you get Ben Stiller in this film? Going psycho on the loose. Are all Adam Sandler movies in the same universe?
It's like the multiverse of Adam
Yeah.
Sandler.
Are they all in the same universe? Because it's Julie Bowen from Happy Gilmore who's about to rock up. Fucking hell. Welcome.
Is she in Happy Gilmore?
Yep, that's
I've
the
not
love
watched
interest in Happy
I've
Gilmore.
not watched Happy Gilmore.
Hallel, that's he plays, it's a elderly home. So he's moved up in the world over the 20 odd years. Now
Ben
it's a
Stiller and
psycho.
Adam Sandler are quite similar.
He was in Dodgeball, wasn't he, Ben Stiller?
Yeah.
He had the
But
same moustache.
I was going to say, he always but he's the same. He films with the same people quite a
Yeah.
lot as well.
It's the universe of Adam Sandler. The Monster Mash place, which made me happy because I was like, oh, I like the Monster Mash.
Some of the music wasn't bad.
That's the best compliment.
There only is so many Halloween songs that are recognisable that you can use.
There was no spooky, scary skeletons.
No, there was Thriller.
Oh yeah.
Always.
And Ghostbusters,
Always.
of course. Then we get the reveal that this movie's set in Salem, and I'm like, alright, so we've got an escaped psycho on the loose, we're set in Salem. So we're setting up some witch trial bullshit, and we're setting up an escaped psycho. It's also kind of framed at this moment in time to make you think that Adam Sandler, on his bike, Hubie, is our escaped psycho. You get over that quite quickly. He cycles down a street, and he's being annoying. He's been really annoying.
There is no references to witches that film. Is there?
Well, they allude to it every now and again, and then the mother literally tries to burn them on the stake, the
Oh,
same way
yeah.
the witches got burned on
That's
the
right.
stakes.
That's right.
In Salem, Massachusetts. And Adam Sandler's great grandfather, he burned them witches. There's a throwaway line about his grandfather being involved in the witch thing, and that's why he's so into protecting Halloween or some shit. Yeah, Adam Sandler cycles, and as he does, all sorts of shit happens, and I cannot understand him as my first note, because you also get, I took these notes whilst watching the movie,
Yeah,
so you get the
can't-
joy of my
yeah.
play-by-play of what I
We
think
literally
happening.
cannot understand him. Honestly, do not blame all the kids that throw stuff at him.
Exactly.
Which he does dodge pretty impressively.
Oh, he's very talented. Kids throw eggs at him, and then he catches them in his magic flask. Because he's got a
Where-
magic flask.
Does this flask actually exist? Because it was highly... Or does Adam Sandler have some sort of commission off a flask? Because that flask was brought up so many times
It's
in
not
that
real.
film. Not real, but just flasks in general. I feel like
Just
he
that
makes...
one flask.
He makes some sort of commission from some flask business.
True, it could be sponsored. Interesting. Interesting hypothesis for the flask. I didn't do much research into the flask, I just got annoyed at it.
Every family's got a flask in their house.
True. And if they don't, they need a flask. Moral, if it would be Halloween. That's literally how it ends. He gives children flasks. He catches the eggs in the flask and he goes like, I'm a Rocky Balboa. And then he drinks them and spews everywhere for a
He
comedically long
actually
amount of time.
shakes them.
Whilst he's saying, I'm
Yeah,
like Rocky Balboa.
He shakes them, then decides to eat them.
Yeah, you got to
drink
make it
them.
yoki.
Yeah, then decides to drink them.
And
it's that very dramatic spew.
oh yeah. And at this point, we are maybe 2 minutes into this movie and I am already sad and hating everything.
Not sad for him though,
No.
because I feel like you're meant to feel bad for him.
No. He's really annoying.
Yeah.
He is really annoying because of his voice and because of his actions. Don't get me wrong, I still don't get why everybody hates him. They never explain why. Well, they do, and it's really fucking funny when the five bad guys at the end explain why they hate him. It's a really good scene.
Really good life lesson.
It really truly is. And then, he's on his bike slowing down because he sees this film's Adam Sandler love interest hot lady, and it's the lady from Modern Family. It's 2-time Emmy winner Julie Bowen. It's Claire Dunphy. Wow. They're reunited at last after 20 years of not being in a film together.
I hadn't actually watched Modern Family, I don't think, when I watched this the first time.
So what
I
you're
actually
saying is
didn't
it's
know
actually Claire Dunphy is Violet Valentine from Hubie Halloween to you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Technically, yeah. Because I
Amazing.
didn't actually know who she was at that point.
Then Adam Sandler crashes his bike into a car and gets sent absolutely flying. And then he pretends to be part of a Halloween display so that her character, Violet Valentine, thinks he's cool or not real. But she knows who he is because she's been into him since the first grade, by the way. So, of course, she's... Fuck this
I'm
film.
really confused to why he did do that, actually, because she does obviously know who he is. So I feel like she's not going to think...
Well, the alternative is he was a stalker. And she doesn't know who he was. And I hate both of them.
Yeah.
It's like a bike or something outside.
Let's see.
Terribly exciting, whatever's going on.
Somebody's having a wee chill playing in the grass. Just by themselves.
Oh, what a lovely wee individual. So, would you like some more Sandlerverse information?
Yes.
Violet Valentine, the name of our love interest for this movie, Claire Bowen. So that's the main character's full name. Hubie Dubois is Hubie's full name, which is a nod to the actor's Cajun footballer Bobby Boucher in The Waterboy in 1998. That's interesting. His love interest, Violet Valentine, is a callback to Sandler's 90s trend of giving his love interests double V initials. Because in Billy Madison we have Veronica Vaughn, in Happy Gilmore we have Virginia Bennett, in The Waterboy we have Vicky Valancourt, in Little Nicky we have Valerie Varan.
Are these nods, or does he only have so much imagination that always just tends to happen in his films?
See, because it is part of, because he stopped it for the mid-2000s, and all of his Netflix ones are all just basically redos of his 90s films. I think they're nods.
Right.
Because this film is fully self-aware of everything it does. Although, as we've mentioned, she's no stranger to being on television, Miss Bowens, because Modern Family, the final season ended at the start of 2020, I think. Start of 2019.
Yeah, I think it was.
Which meant this would have been her first kind of main appearance afterwards. And she did this for a very specific reason. She did not do this. She did not rejoin the Sandlerverse for herself. She did it for her kids. My kids originally refused to watch anything I do. Growing up, all they heard from their friends is Modern Family, Modern Family, Modern Family. She heard in a 2022 interview. And they're like, no, that's not Modern Family. That's my mum. That's not some lady from Modern Family. So she was hoping that this would give them an opportunity to watch a movie, enjoy it, and not react against it like they usually do. I think they'd react against the scene where she makes out the television. As for her character, she explained, Violet is smitten. It's clear that she adores him and gets very tongue-tied and flustered and kind of flaps away whenever he sees her. Adding, Violet is a good egg, but she's also a little wacky, and there are some questions about whether or not she's involved in all the weirdness that's going on. There's some very mysterious business going on with the witch burnings and werewolves.
I'm confused to why she now decides to act on her crush for him.
Good point.
Like, why now?
Because that's when the movie takes place.
But that makes no sense, because am I not right, she's been divorced for a while?
4 odd
Or
years.
was it recent?
It was 4 odd years.
Is that not how long they were married?
Maybe. Maybe I took note of it. Probably not. Because she was busy fostering kids, and Hubie was busy being bullied by everyone in town. We then meet Ray Liotta. Because that's cool. His name is Mr. Landolfa He's the bully. And he's no longer in a gangster movie. He's in a comedy. Why? He calls him Hubie, which we've established might be one of 3 funny jokes in this movie.
It's definitely the best name. It's the only one I can remember.
It's the only one that can be remembered. He does that when Adam Sandler is at his work at the deli counter.
Yeah.
And then Hubie says that he has a Canadian girlfriend. I too have a Canadian girlfriend. She lives in Ontario, Toronto, or whatever the fuck the joke is. And then we meet Richard O'Doyle.
I wonder if... No, it wouldn't be a nod at that. There's a whole thing in Modern Family where one of the characters does actually have a Canadian girlfriend, but nobody believes him.
Bloody...
I think that's maybe just a common joke in America,
It's
though.
a common joke in
Yeah.
every piece of media ever is, oh, I have a Canadian girlfriend. What are you going to do? Find that out?
Do
It's
you?
Canada. Canada's not real. Callum's disappeared. He's gone. So yeah, the O'Doyle kid earlier that was throwing eggs now has a trolley full of eggs. And then one thing leads to another and he's pranked by a kid with a lamb mask on at his work. Or some shit.
A kid that I also believe is from another Disney Channel show.
Yes, this is Mike Mundy. That's the name of the character. Karen Brar. I don't know your Disney Channel bullshit, but what I can tell you is he plays Charab Gupta in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies. He is the kid that goes, the cheese touch.
Is he not in a Disney show?
He is, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I didn't have Disney, so I only took notes of things that I thought were interesting, and I found him playing Charad Gupta, the best character in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies. The kid that is just hopelessly in love with Holly Hills, for reasons of which is bouldering creepy. Holly Hills is like the ultimate teenage crush of a teenage boy.
He's quite creepy in this. Does he not make a comment about juniors joining the school?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that.
He is into the children.
Yeah, I thought that was a comment.
If you thought that was a lot of characters to meet, because so far this has just been listing names and telling you where they're from. We then meet Steve, who's Kevin James, who has a beard and hair combo that does not match. He's a police officer, not mall cop. He honestly might be the next evolution of mall cop.
Did everyone else think he was a werewolf purely based on the fact of how hairy he is in this film?
No. But it wouldn't surprise me if that was a plot twist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm the werewolf. He's called and he finds out that Richard Hoffman escaped from the psych ward and then just gets a phone call of exposition because he, Steve, actually testified in court against Richard Hoffman. So it's set up that the guy that escaped is going to be hunting down Steve with a vengeance. Nice setup to a story that's not actually going to go anywhere.
Yeah, there was actually no nod to that at all.
They set up so many plots.
Literally nothing happened with
And
that.
nothing happens for the first 40 minutes. I'm pretty sure. Hubie then grasses in Andy O'Doyle.
Why is Hubie such a snitch?
Because Andy O'Doyle bought a lot of eggs. And what's he going to do with those eggs and toilet paper on Halloween? Commit crimes. Also, sort the O'Doyle kids. So, the O'Doyles is a family from Billy Madison in an old Adam Sandler movie, of which show up throughout all of Adam Sandler's movies for the most part. And he hates them always, and it's a running joke.
Is that the name of the family in Grown Ups? The other family in Grown Ups? No.
This man is so annoying. It's been 5 minutes, and I'm annoyed, said Ryan. Sounds about right. The gang of kids, right, they've got ghost face masks on, and they throw what I wrote down as Molotovs, but I've soon discovered it's actually shit on fire.
Is that what it is?
Yes, that's flaming shit they throw at him as he cycles. And then he falls off his bike. Again. When?
Julie Bowen appears.
No, Steve Buscemi, Reservoir Dogs, Fargo, Con Air, and all of the other fucking Adam Sandler movies, helps him up. Just, when are we going to stop with meeting characters? The answer is we're not.
They're not. They actually continue it through the full film.
There are more characters, meet a character in this movie than there are plot.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. Hubie's house is very Halloweeny because he likes Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
He has piss-stained bed sheets hang up to dry because it's funny. Walter.
Is it funny? Because then when he
Right,
does
we do not need
wear
to-
them...
We do not need to debate whether or not piss is
Okay,
funny.
it's not funny, but when he does need to wear them, that does make me feel a bit grossed out. When
Yeah,
he
but
comes into the school.
He is Hubie Doobie Doo. Who are you? Like, he is the guy. Of course he pissed his bed.
I just don't...
Just you wait for a conversation starter I've got there. It's absolutely class. Yeah, Walter's his new neighbour in the house that's there. There's in a fart gag, can't remember what it was, but just know it's there. And Walter says, if you hear any commotion coming from the house, do not question it at all, no matter what. Right, cool, you've set up that he's the escaped psycho. Good to know. Or not. Because
No.
nothing matters at this point. Then Hubie enters his house, a skeleton toy that he put there gives him a jump scare, and he knocks it the fuck out. Like, he floors that shit. Like, oh my god, Hubie, if you were to get in a fight, you would win. This guy has just established that he is not messing around. He is strong. See if someone jumped out at him, he would level them, he'd pepper spray them. This guy's not going to lose a fight. He could beat a werewolf, or like a rather, or whatever the current running joke in life is.
He previously showed the skills on the bike as well.
This man is a ninja. He lives with his mum, who has a t-shirt on that says Boner Donor.
So many boner jokes.
She got it at the thrift store for 50 cents. And she tells Hubie, who doesn't know what a boner is, that a boner means mistake. Oh, I've got a boner. That means you've made a mistake. June Squibb plays his mum. She's an Oscar nominee for Nebraska. She played Mima in The Big Bang Theory, and she played Thelma in Thelma, my favourite movie from last year.
I don't know what I've seen her in, but it's not any of her good films.
She's in a lot of shitty comedies. Because welcome to the Sandlerverse. We have fun and games. What the fuck is on this slide? Interesting fact, this. So, some references to other films. Whilst chatting with the cops, Hubie notes that Walter Lambert, his new neighbour, lives at 59 Elm Street, which means they stay on Elm Street. A reference to, of course, the 1984 film A Nightmare on Elm Street. That's great. If you're an old school Sandler fan, there's plenty of references to the comedian's past work scattered throughout the movie. It's stacked with his collaborators. The jokes are literally the same as in other films. There is a reference to a stint of Adam Sandler's time on Saturday Night Live baked into it when it comes to Hubie himself. In 1993, when Mr. Dubois was not a twinkle in Adam Sandler's eye, the comedian debuted The Canteen Boy, a 17-year-old man who's still inexplicably in the Boy Scouts on the late night sketch programme, which is just the same character as Hubie Dubois.
And we have previously discussed that SNL sketches are not funny.
Oh, yes, SNL. What is it, America?
Why is that a thing?
See, I'm baffled by SNL as a concept. Because it's lasted for so long. It's just unfunny American sketches. And it's where all American comedians go to make their name.
Yeah.
Why is Sabrina Carpenter on it? These are the questions that I have.
With Pedro Pascal.
Why is Sydney Sweeney there? Like, is it just so engraved into culture, like American late night talk shows, that it's just a thing?
It's just a thing though, isn't it? If you're an actor, it's like, oh, you know, I really want to be on SNL because they want to be on that talk show. And if you go on that talk show, you have to do an SNL sketch.
Yeah. Hubie's kinder and more heroic and more self-aware than the Canteen Boy. But is he just the Canteen Boy all grown up?
I've not seen that.
I've not seen Adam Sandler's sketch from 1993, no. I didn't want to watch it either, but it is apparently, he's just the grown-up version of this character. Because he literally, see when he's doing the Dick Police bit, he comes out in a scout costume at one part. Oh, is this man going through some severe identity crisis is another thought. So this is when I tried to figure out what the joke is of the movie. Hubie is an adult who treated and acts like a 5-year-old and everyone hates him or something. I don't know. What's the joke?
Like, is he making... No, I can't say that. I was about to say.
Is he being able?
No, is he?
No, because it's funny. Actually, probably, yeah, it is quite offensive.
It's never discussed why he's like that though. Like it's never discussed why he acts like that or
He's
why he
nice.
speaks like that.
Because he's nice.
Yeah, so nobody addresses that.
Nobody addresses why they hate him except for the end when they give very funny reasons as to why the entire town hates him. And they never address why he has Arrested Development. The mum says the town is full of bullies and Hubie has to learn how to stick up for himself. We then get some spooky shots of garden decorations. Hubie then gets up his yearbook and looks through that. And then he says everything that you can see on screen.
He does.
Don't need to do that, mate, but thank you for continuing to talk with your annoying voice. Steve, he was with Violet in high school. He then creepily covers it up. Steve and is like, that could be me. Hubie then smashes his window with his flask and hoovers up the glass. Then the escaped psycho pisses on Hubie's garden. Would it not have been a funny joke if Hubie's sheets were established as being clean? The man pisses on his sheets. Hubie doesn't realise it, and then when he wears them to school, someone points out he has piss on his sheets. That sounds like a set-up and payoff gag as to why this guy is pissing everywhere.
But they are making it is explained why he pisses because it's a key piece of information at the end.
Yes, it's a joke, you mean?
Yeah.
It's a joke. And then we get to one of the best scenes in the movie. A scene that could have been funny if they kept it up. Harley Quinn on Wake Up Boston and Harley Quinn on Wake Up Boston talk about Halloween because the female interviewers are both dressed as Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Because it's funny. Because Halloween's big in Salem. Then you cut to Harley Quinn in Salem. This one, of course, played by Sandler's wife. Stop me if you think you've heard that one before. And then they do the classic Adam Sandler movie, EU noises. That is in almost all of the movies, because they then why are they all dressed as Harley Quinn?
I don't know.
They explain why they're all dressed as Harley Quinn.
Do they explain it?
Yes, and it's kind of funny. It's probably like the only costume going at Wake Up Boston. They're expected to be 70,000 people coming to Salem for a fair. Cool. Now we've set up a guy next door who is an escaped psycho from a ward. We've established that Hubie is getting ready for Halloween. We've established that the policeman is going to be hunted down. And we've established we've got 70,000 people coming to Salem. And we're also in Salem, which surely has to be important with witches and that. It's a good setup. Then the mum has a t-shirt about having shaved balls, which is a funny joke. Did you do any research into the Harley Quinn lady? The Wake Up Boston lady?
What, the first one?
Yeah.
Or the second one?
We'll go with the first one.
No.
Oh.
I didn't for the second one either, so I don't know why I asked that.
A news anchor from Boston broadcast on the news station.
I actually can't remember what they look like because
They
they
look
were
like
in the
Harley Quinn.
costume.
Yeah. Anyway, she got fired from her job because she appeared in Hubie Halloween. Yeah, that's right. Playing that role, dressing as Harley Quinn in Hubie Halloween, cost her job.
Was she actually a news reporter?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
And her cameo was part of a running gag in the middle of the movie, of which Pinto's fictional female co-workers and fellow Salem residents dressed up as the fan favourite comic book character that made even more popular by Birds of Prey, which was released earlier that year. Twitter post, she said that... Oh, where are we for this? Yes, essentially, she was 4 years working at the station and she got fired because she accidentally violated her contract by being in the movie. That's got to be a bit of bullshit. Thanks to all my wonderful 7 News viewers and my supportive and great colleagues at the station, reporting news to you every morning was an honour and privilege. I promise to stay in touch and keep you up to date in my next chapter. In appearing in the movie, I mistakenly violated my contract with the station. I understand why management unfortunately chose to terminate me. I am deeply disappointed and saddened, and I hope this would not be how things evolve. Why would you fire someone for appearing in a movie?
I'm so confused to how that's an issue.
Yeah. If anything, all that did was benefit your news station, right?
Yeah,
because
I'm very
now the lady in it
confused
is
to
more
how
famous.
that's I now want to know how she feels about Halloween personally, if it's now tainted for her.
True.
And I also want to know if she did go as Harley Quinn that year she got fired.
I want to know what she went on to do after Hubie Halloween, after being fired from her job. Unfortunately, all of the articles I could find were literally just telling me about the fact that she got fired for being in the movie.
I like to think that Adam Sandler offered her a cameo role in every film he
Every
does
film
now.
in the future, oh dear God, she's the new Sandler. Is she attractive enough to be the new Sandler lady? Probably.
She's definitely young enough.
Yeah. Oh no, Peanut's dead. Steve investigates the death of Peanut.
The pig.
The
Sorry,
pig.
I'm up to date.
Yes, the pig.
I'm up to
I did
date.
not know what this was at this moment in time. And I was like, I wonder what Peanut is. And then Dan, who is a character from, I think, Saturday Night Live, gets heckled by his partner. They make mum jokes, and Steve, at this point, finds a purple flower. The same purple flower growing in Adam Sandler's house patch. Okay, so we've got a clue leading us to clearly establish the link between how we got here. Okay, so that gives us 3 options as to who the bad guy is. Steve Buscemi, who pointed out the rare kind of flower, his mother, or Adam Sandler himself as the bad guy. Good, no. Hubie then talks to Valentine. She introduces him to her daughters. We've got Danielle. They salute to each other. For some reason, they're on a field trip. They're foster daughters. There's a janitor played by Chris Titone, who's an SNL guy. What did I say here? There's so goddamn many people in this movie for like one scene, and it's pissing me off. At what point did Adam Sandler become self-aware?
And how many of the male characters fancied Julie Bowen's characters?
Well, she did get voted the most attractive, the
Yeah.
most beautiful, the prettiest. I think all of her accolades were just being like, yeah, she's hot.
Yeah.
There's witch jokes at this point because of Salem and like the nun. And then we find out that she and Stephen divorced, which is an exciting thing. And oh yeah, we also get some more exposition where he talks about, oh yeah, I've got a new neighbour, my new neighbour, Walter Lambert. And Valentine goes, Walter Lambert is buried near my granddad. I think that's suspicious. Good to know. We then cut to the funeral of someone, and a lady sings, "You are the wind beneath my wings." This lady is Betty Hammer, and she works in the music department for almost all of Adam Sandler's movies. Because there's not a person in this movie that is by no way not related to Adam Sandler, which is really funny. Hubie spies on the grave, and then he finds the Lambert grave, right? So he finds Walter Lambert's grave.
Did anyone else think that she was pranking him at this point?
Yes, not at this point, sorry.
Oh, I thought she was. I thought she was taking the piss with him at
At
this point.
a later point.
Right.
Because they never explain why she's nice to him. Which leads to Ryan's 2 theories. So as he's with this grave, he pulls out the all-power flask, because it does everything, like the sonic screwdriver. Cool. And he uses it to dig away the dirt to reveal that Walter never died. And in doing so, he dug into the grave, revealing it was styrofoam.
Does he dig into it?
Accidentally. And he
Oh, I
chips
can't-
a bit off, and it's styrofoam.
I don't remember seeing that bit. I
It's
must have been
amazing.
reading my Cadbury egg at that
Yeah.
point.
It's amazing.
Or I was too focused on what happens after when we find out it's someone related to Ray Liotta.
It's Ray Liotta's dad.
Yeah, and then he suddenly becomes extremely Italian, I want to say.
I mean, the gangster movie is still
Yeah, it's
rooted
still really
in Ray Liotta. Anyway, he shoves Hubie into the grave, and he then says, "You," says a funny joke. He puts his arm around the minister or something. We'll get to the minister. And Hubie elects to stay in the grave for an obnoxiously long amount of time, to the degree that a guy shovels dirt over him. Hubie then goes, "Rah," and I kid you not, the man shoveling dirt over him has a heart attack and dies.
Who I also want to say is another actor I recognise.
SNL. Hubie's hair annoys me greatly. Is my next note.
Oh my god, why has he
Little
got
sticky
frosted
up,
tips?
little fucking frosted tips.
Why has he got frosted tips?
I mean, it's-
Why has he combined like the 90s or early 2000s frosted tips with like the 80s porn star moustache?
Because this
I just feel like that's a
Oh.
combination we don't need to see.
This is too good. This is too good. Walter is then bolting up his windows, and he claims age is just a state of mind. Right, cool. So we're setting up that this guy's clearly the bad guy, right? All evidence points to him. We're now at school, and little O'Doyle, Andy O'Doyle, makes fun of Cookie, I believe, the other foster kid, for not having a father. And then fucking badass Miss Taylor rocks up, China Anne McLean, Cleopatra herself, and she fucking puts him in the ground. She schools him with a quick. And I'm like, I thought I was a school kid. I really did. And instead of recess, instead of break time, there is a presentation of Hubie Dubois doing a Halloween safety speech. Now he enters pretending to be a ghost with his pea-stained sheet, which is a great fucking line, Ryan. He then makes a joke, and then he's like, oh, I'm a spooky ghost. Then he goes, just playing, which is one of my favourite Adam Sandler running jokes.
I want to know why the school is so open to letting strangers in.
Because that's Hubie Dubois. And I don't know if you remember, Halloween is his thing. He is the Halloween monitor. He has a lanyard for it.
A sash.
Sash, yeah. It's a scarf. Then someone shouts, let him speak. He's a human being. Which is up there for one of my favourite quotes of the movie.
I think that's the head teacher, is it not?
Yes.
Who decides to step in.
You're right. School principal Dan Patrick, Adam Sandler alumni, SNL actor and sportscaster. Good to know. Just keep him coming. Keep him coming. And then Adam Sandler does his health and safety speech for Halloween, where he says ghost. No, they're not real, but ghost is an anagram. It's an anagram for various different things. He says ghost, G, give, H, help. Then he is destroyed by food. Like there's a food fight. The kids just start throwing
Where did
so
the
much
food come
shit
from?
at him. It was lunchtime / break time. Sorry.
But
wait a minute. There was no break time.
there was no break time because
Fuck.
there was a presentation. Where did the kids get the food from?
So the kids produce food from the because it's funny. The kid produced food from the because it's funny verse at him, and later on in the movie, someone says the school were throwing knives at him. That's mental. These children were throwing knives at Adam Sandler. But this is when I got really annoyed. For like the 50th time of this movie. What was the rest going to be of Ghost? Because we never find out what Ghost stands for. Give, help.
Oh.
We've got O and S and a
Literally,
T.
oh.
We've got an O and S and a T. Give help otherwise. Sandler.
Give help over seasonal times.
Interesting. I like give help over seasonal times. Got it.
What did you put?
Give help or Sandler tries. There's nothing worse than when Adam Sandler tries.
That's more of a warning.
Well, it's a safety, and I feel personally unsafe if Adam Sandler starts trying. The Cookie then says a line of dialogue where she legit says, Exposition 101, I have no idea who my real parents are. Because she's a foster kid. Now surely, you wouldn't just say that line and not reveal who Cookie's parents are, and because you've set this line up, well in my head I'm thinking, maybe she's in some way related to the psychopath, which means we could have Steve, the policeman, Hubie, the monitor, trying to get with Valentine. The psychopath kidnaps Cookie because it's his real kid. Okay, I'm setting something up here. Nope, Cookie's having no idea who her real parents are, goes fucking nowhere.
I went down the point of maybe it's Adam Sandler's and he didn't know. But then
He's a virgin.
I then realised
he doesn't know what a boner is.
And that's quite critical.
It's crucial information to the plot of the movie.
Crucial. It's needed.
Yeah. Cookie feels bad because Adam Sandler is having stuff thrown at her because she's been raised by violent Valentine.
Yeah. The most caring person in the world.
Hubie is a stud, according to her, which she says out of nowhere. Hubie then uses his magical flask to deploy an umbrella because it can do anything. It can do anything. We then meet some female teams.
It's like a nod to Mary Poppins' bag.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's a flask.
Yeah, because...
Which makes even less sense than Mary Poppins' bag.
We meet some female teens who are, older at school, and they're working away, and her name's Megan, by the way, and she pokes fun at Noah Schnapp! It's that lad from Stranger Things. It's Will from Stranger Things. And he's a freshman. but she's kind of into that. Like, she's like, actually, I'm kind of into the young ones. He then gets embarrassed by Sharab Gupta. Hubie requests the Ghostbusters theme to be played on the radio, and then he keeps talking, and this is when I was at the school throwing sharp objects.
Oh my gosh, I've just remembered the radio.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll say, but that's something we don't spoil. Valentine says niceness matters to our kids when our kids ask if she's into Hubie, because they're like, oh yeah, we had a safety speech, and she's like, oh my gosh, did you have a Hubie Dubois Halloween safety speech? Like, she remembers it from when she was at school. This should have cut to a flashback of her in first grade and Hubie in first grade at Halloween. Hubie given the same presentation when he explained the full meaning of ghost, so we'd at least know what it is, so that ghost can pay off, because the kids later on do give and they do help out. That you are setting up so many things that could have really good payoffs. There's then a costume montage of the kids putting on their costumes, you know, and then a pig mask is lifted up and put on by the escapee, and immediately I thought, holy shit, we're getting a Saw reference. Because so far we have had a Ghostface reference. Now we have had a Saw reference. We have had a Nightmare on Elm Street reference. We are about to get a Pennywise reference, a Michael Myers reference, and a Jason Voorhees reference. This movie is going to tick off the fucking Ryan Flask. Am I not a genius?
Genius behaviour right now.
Thank you. I thought about dressing up like Hubie Dubois for this podcast. It's just too warm outside. I thought I've got a shirt that's just like his.
Yeah.
And then instead of wearing a mustache, I thought I could wear my mustache t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could get a fake mustache. The town had none. And I thought about a sash. I didn't have anything like that. God, I need a breather. At this point, I began predicting who the escapee is, because we see the back of his head and it's blonde hair.
I was just going to say, it's longish blonde hair.
David Spade. Immediately David Spade. Because I've not seen him yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mum wears a fart joke t-shirt. If you can read this, you are in the fart joke range, because fart jokes. Then Hubie goes all out on protocol to protect Halloween, and there's a full moon. We're setting up some werewolf shit here. That makes sense. He then saves a black cat's life, and the lady thinks he's trying to steal the cat. So he throws the cat at her. That's Melissa Villanueva from SNL. Then we make fun of Valentine. Like, SNL lady makes fun of Valentine because she fosters. Yeah. So this film's not pro-fostering. You get made fun of.
It's anti-fostering.
No, it's a joke. It's funny. And then Hubie has his monitor thing, and she's like, oh, I like your sash. And then Valentine says, you're a badass, Hubie. And a stud. As she drives away to go to work.
Well, there's a very long conversation of Hubie trying to speak to her, where you think he's going to ask her on a date, and she does that, yes, expecting the date, but yet he manages to mumble some other shit that we can't understand. Yeah.
Hubie chickens her out of asking her on a date, and then she offers to refill his soup. Is that a euphemism? I'm going to refill your soup.
Or is it just pure romance?
Well, it was this point my note, which I've highlighted in yellow, is she is either a witch, the villain, or a figment of his imagination. His costume really pisses me off. His fucking shitty hair, his mustache, his shitty green thing, the sash, the fucking helmet. He didn't even dress up for Halloween. The helmet that he wears on backwards.
Why did he not dress up for Halloween?
He's dressed up as Hubie Halloween. Because he's the monitor.
But he should still be in a costume.
But that would be scary. Then the nun from earlier rocks up as Julie Bowen's Valentina Rez drives away, and this lady looks to the camera and Hubie and says, I mean, I'm an asexual, but that girl makes me hella horny, fuck you.
I'm asexual, but that girl's making me hella horny.
Yeah, this film is not aimed at kids.
No.
Definitely
It's
not.
not. But it's been a while since a fart joke. Is there a fart joke coming up?
I forgot that she said that.
Oh no! Shit, it's not a fart joke next. It's, I've only made note of it because it affected me personally. I was like, fuck you piece of shit. You're a nun. That's like your, a little girl is going trick-or-treating with her parents. The news reporter, who's still dressed as Harley Quinn. And what's the little girl dressed as? Harley fucking Quinn! There's a perfect opportunity for every female character from here to the end of time in this movie to be dressed as Harley Quinn. Because that would have been very funny.
Yeah. I think it's a bit weird they chose to put like
A
a child in like fishnets and extreme short shorts and then are filming it to post online.
Yep. It's okay because it's Adam Sandler's wife. Anyway,
Yeah.
Tim Meadows.
Is her husband not there as well?
Yeah, her husband there, who
Who is also recognisable.
I'm pretty sure he's like the director or some shit
Yeah.
of the movie. Tim Meadows from The Goldbergs, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Sandlerverse, and Mean Girls shows up playing the same character as always, and he just has a wee blether. And he heard funny noises at the Walters house, the new neighbours, almost like groaning and screaming. Interesting. And then the kid, who did not steal 2 Halloween candies, by the way, because Hubie the Paul monitor made sure she did not, as she leaves with Sandler's wife and husband, Adam Sandler says, next year, do not wear fishnets. Yes, you're raising your children right, Sandler. Don't sexualise children. You wrote it in the script, though. What the fuck? And then the Mean Girls guy steals all of the sweets because we have to villainise him. He's a bad guy. So Adam Sandler rocks up to the house, and there's very clearly banshee-like screaming and groaning coming from this house. And then the do-it-all Flask manages to allow him to break in. I hate this Flask. I hate that they can do it all. There's claw marks and dog food and dog shite. And then Walter ferrily pulls himself up and runs away. Oh shit, there was a shit joke on this slide.
There was a shit joke. He actually asks him if it's his
Yes. Feces.
feces. That's it. I was wondering what
Defecate.
word.
Wow. This is funny. I'm laughing personally. So we've established he's a werewolf.
My
At
jaw's
this
actually
point.
still sore from laughing watching
Me
it
too.
the other day.
Me too. Then we got to the police station and I learned that Peanut was the pig from earlier. And the farmer was not an SNL.
Did you not know it was a pig
No.
when the first conversation
No.
comes up?
And then it led me on a rabbit hole about Salem, pigs, witches.
Now the pig then makes you think that it was the cycle
Pig
because
mask.
of the pig mask.
Pig mask.
But then you also see the neighbour is turning into a werewolf. So then you think he's killed the pig.
There's a 50-50 here. Interesting. We're building up a world. Yeah, and we've got Steve who's doing some investigating.
Yeah.
The farmer, by the way, he was in Breaking Bad. We learned Richie Hardin is the name of the guy that escaped the asylum, right?
Yeah.
Good to know. The package is the nickname of Hubie because Hubie arrives at the police station to talk about his feral neighbour. The couple of farmers continue their joke of argue, and then we get the clip from the Netflix trailer, and it's just as bad, and the voice is just as annoying. Oh, Jesus, got dry.
No idea what this is.
Yeah, a little interruption there for a battery change, and in that time we've got some 7-Up at some kind of croissant.
It's got stuff in it.
It's a croissant with stuff in it. It's a stuffed
We'll
croissant.
figure that out.
Wow, there's a wee bit of excitement as we go on by. The god-awful clip from the trailer is playing right. And then Kevin James, Steve, is like, blah, 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 blah. I would like you to join the AUU, the Auxiliary Undercover Unit. Basically, never talk to me ever again. You're an undercover agent who should never talk to
I
us
feel like he was quite polite to him.
ever. Under no circuit. In fact, all of the intel you get delivered into a bin outside of Town Hall. That bin, we've got that bin, that's checked every day. And at this point, Hubie is doing one of two things. Introducing the fact that he is asthmatic and is using an inhaler, or he's vaping.
Definitely a vape.
Cool, that'll come up in 2 scenes' time. He agrees to this. Anyway, the partner of Steve James is Sergeant Blake, played by Kenan Thompson of Kenan and Cal, the film Good Burger, and guess what? SN bloody L.
It's blueberry. Quite nice,
A free
actually.
result from the University of West of Scotland not being a student is like, there's no complaint to that.
That was lovely. That's lovely.
Brilliant.
Anyway.
Cookie. So she makes a tower, right, of all of her Halloween candy that she's got, because Hubie earlier on when he was doing his ghost speech says that the help was you build a tower and you knock it over and whatever falls on the floor you give to the homeless shelter. So Cookie, because she likes Adam Sandler's Hubie, because I guess her mum does, her fake mum, foster mum, sorry, does, she wants to join this scheme, but she's wearing butterfly pyjamas and that made me happy.
Why?
I like butterflies.
You think she'd be wearing like Halloween ones?
Nah, butterflies. Then, because Tommy, right, Noah, is meant to be babysitting them. But he went to the party, which the lady, Megan, told him all about in the party, has a live band. What is it with these American
My God,
parties
how
and having
bad
live bands?
is the band?
Would you say Adam Sandler's nephew is a part of that band?
Is he actually?
Yes, because of course he is.
Did you not think how bad the music was?
No, I was too busy thinking there's a live band at a party. How awkward must that be?
It's not a school party, is it either? It's just a party that somebody's organising.
Oh no, it's a school party.
Oh well, that's normal.
Is it?
Was there not a band at prom? Oh, you didn't go. I didn't go.
But this isn't an officially licensed party. This is a bunch of teenagers because fucking Kate's mum's on holiday.
Yeah. That's what I meant when I was at a school party. Was it organised by the school?
Oh no, but it wasn't organised. Party, and I was like, alright. He's dressed as Tin Man, by the way, from The Wizard of Oz. Interesting. He's not cool, by the way. His lady who rocks up to him, she's dressed as Red Riding Hood. And then Hubie storms in, right? And at this point, Hubie, established asthmatic or vape user, grabs a vape and smashes a vape. Interesting, Hubie. Then he starts IDing kids. He does not have authority to do that. So, they agree to kill him. Well, that escalated quickly, didn't it?
I suppose you're thinking, why is an adult entered a party full of children?
So the solution is to murder this man. It's
There's
Hubie.
a lot of things that escalate very quickly.
Because it's funny. Anyway, Mike, the little bully that bullied him earlier, but the teenage one, you know, Charab Gupta, he's dressed as Freddie Mercury.
I like his costume.
Other costumes that can be seen during this party is the Incredible Hulk. Barbie in a Barbie box. This was before Barbie, the film, was like a big thing. Billie Eilish, the blue hair, of course, who would go on to do the song for Barbie in a Barbie box. Mental. Pennywise. Pac-Man. And the rest are just extras that do not stand out, wear white or black t-shirts. Then I
You
got
have
me
to
think-
fill in the gaps.
Absolutely. Then it got me thinking of the costumes I've been throughout my days. I was the Joker at one point. I was Batman from 1996's Batman twice. I was a mummy. I was Captain Hook. I was a skeleton pirate at one point.
I was Catwoman last year.
Nice.
Then the year before,
I was
I was a
Buzz
Peaky
Lightyear.
Blinder,
Peaky Blinder.
a cowgirl.
Cowboy.
Then the year before that, I was Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction. Still my favourite costume.
Fair
Only
enough.
really accurate one I've done.
The only one that isn't a concept more than a costume.
Yeah, only one that's I put effort into and is not just really nice clothes that I wanted to wear that I can't wear normally.
We'll come back to that. He does a speech in the middle of this party as they are attempting to kill him. So funny that they don't kill him. Because he's talking about how, I know some people have giant boners in their life. Oh, Adam. Adam, that you are a boner.
Why did his mum not correct him? Why did she tell
Because
him
she
that?
thinks...
But she can't, because she's had him.
Did she though?
Yeah.
Or did he just show up one day?
Yeah.
Is he an alien? It's been
Is
filmed.
he himself fostered?
Would be an interesting plotline to look into, wouldn't it? Again, maybe there's a reason as to why he's stuck at this mental age with this voice because he's reminiscent of like, nah, let's just get to the next boner joke. And by boner joke, I mean the next minute of him talking about boners in front of this party being filmed by the teenagers. Now, when you set up that something's being filmed in a film, surely that has to come back later. Like maybe the police are doing some investigating and they see footage in the background.
Yeah.
No, it's just being filmed. There's a montage of him being scared by his evil teen colleague Mike, which is by no means related to the film. Like we cut to footage of them at work when he's like taking a shit.
Yeah.
Gotta get a shit joke in.
That one I did feel bad about.
Horrible. Then the Hulk says a kid got lost in the conveniently placed corn maze because they try and like prank him.
Yeah.
So he'd be, oh my god, I must find it. Sorry, oh my god, I must find it. Okay. I can't even do it with the impression. Conveniently placed corn maze is, of course, the key word there. Why is there a corn maze right beside this party?
Oh yeah, it's not even a Halloween one.
Nope.
It's just a maze.
It's actually just a corn maze. Just a corn maze. Hubie, army crawls through it. Then
Does
we
he not
learn.
use his flask as a
Absolutely,
light?
as a light. We then learn that Red Riding Hood is nice. So Megan is
Yeah.
nice.
She was not pranking him.
No, she thinks that's bad because the characters that like Hubie for no reason are really nice, and the characters that hate Hubie want to kill him. So yeah, her and the Tin Man go to tell Hubie that it's a prank. Why is there a corn maze? Then there's another boner joke, this time made by Megan, who has clearly somehow figured out that he doesn't know what boner means and thinks it means mistake. Megan, you're a genius. Megan, you're one of the best characters in this movie. Then Mike jump scares her and the Tin Man. The Tin Man is floored to the ground. He gets fucking knocked out by.
We're going to need to pause this. I need to listen to a voice message from work. Okay.
So I want Red Riding Hood's origin story.
Was she not there when they were making fun, like when he was doing this whole boner speech?
Yes.
So
But what's her origin story? Why is she nice? Why does she like young kids?
That seemed to be a running theme with
Yes.
the characters in that school that were older.
Yes. Megan's into him, and she's made fun of for liking the Tin Man, which makes sense, but she's cool, apparently. Anyway, then Michael's attacked by the masked man, who gets it yeeted into the fucking bushes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he doesn't get yeeted into the bushes yet, he gets kidnapped. Anyway, Hubie does not have money. That's a sentence he says. This man does not believe in the concept of money. They tell him it was a planned prank. And this is when I was like, why is she dressed as Red Riding Hood? Is it because there's a werewolf plotline coming up? That's interesting. That won't fucking matter. Nah, she's dressed as Red Riding Hood because it's an easy conversation for a lassie to do.
Costume. You said it's an easy conversation.
Oh, it's an easy costume. Poopy.
That'll be my next one for this year then, because it requires little effort.
Just put on a red hood.
Yeah.
And you're right. Tin Man, because he's got a heart that he's willing to give Megan. Right, cool. Anyway, Hubie then gets lost trying to leave because his magical flask that can do anything doesn't have a compass in it. Michael's tied up, then he's magically sucked through the corn. We get a shot of Hubie from above in the cornfield. He then tells Steve that Michael got abducted. Then I have a note here. This voice for the radio lady, I do not like. Good note, Ryan. I'm sure that'll have a good payoff. Danielle and Cookie, the children of Lady Violet, they go Tommy hunting. AKA Sadie and Sonny, Adam Sandler's children. That's who plays them, which broke me. And the Sandlerverse continues to grow as we find out who Tim Meadows' partner is. It's Maya Rudolph of Bridesmaids, Sisters, Wine Country. They're all the same movie.
Oh, I love those movies.
They're really good.
They are
But
really
they are
good.
all the same movie.
Yeah.
And then my favourite one about Maya Rudolph is she's the voice of Rapunzel in Shrek 3. Imagine Rapunzel if it was Maya Rudolph. We then get a bit of the movie that literally has no relevance whatsoever to anything. They're at a movie drive-in. They plot a kind of evil plan against Hubie. He's a creature double feature because he found a ticket for Michael's body. We're continuing investigating barely. Something, there's an old car. Fucking something. His flask becomes a megaphone. Mean Girl's costume hides his head and it looks like he's headless. Hubie knocks himself out with a tree when he literally Spider-Mans. He should be dead. I hate this movie so much. He meets Walter, now with furry hands, in a tree. Hubie then echoes grave, 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 grave. He's so a werewolf. And then Valentine, who's late for her work. Do you remember earlier in the movie when Valentine set off to go to work?
Yes.
In that time, the kids have been trick-or-treating. Hubie's been to the police station, this haunted thing, and there's another scene in there. The fucking maze. All of that happened in the time it took for her to get to work. And then the voice actor for Slinky the dog in Toy Story moans at her. I hated that part of the movie, which is why I've just skipped past it. A bunch of setups and developments then happen. Apple bobbing, do you like apple bobbing?
I think I've done it once.
I really like apple bobbing.
Not a huge fan. Don't like water.
I like sticking my head in water and trying to eat apples.
We're not meant to eat them, we're just meant to grab them.
What do I do once I get it?
Take your head out of the water.
I'm eating that apple. The mayor refuses to cancel the fireworks show because someone's been kidnapped because the town needs the money. Interesting subplot. Then the pig face comes face to face with the foster kids and you're like, holy fuck, he's going to kidnap the foster kid. Violet Valentine then tops up his soup. He asks her for silver bullets because you feel a werewolf with that. Then he talks about Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, he does actually.
Nice. I hope Valentina is the bad girl. She's too nice. Then Mean Girls and his Mean Girl's wife stop before crashing into someone. Then the creepy monster mask thing chases up to them and eats them away. And I'm like, there has to be two bad guys, right? Ain't seen the bully in ages. I guess he'll be the next abducted. Well done, Ryan. You can predict this film. There's Doctor Who Scarecrow on the road. The mask thing creeps up and takes them. Yep. Then Hubie goes hunting kids.
Saving kids.
Hunting kids. Because he's going to hunt down the kids that went missing.
He proceeds to be cool though and not tell Violet that her
That's
foster
true.
son did abandon her other children.
That is true, but we get the second of three funny jokes in this movie here. So as he's cycling, a television gets thrown at him, a cricket bat gets thrown at him, he's cycling, and then he goes, Marco, and someone shouts, asshole. That's funny. Next time someone says Marco, I'm shutting them down with asshole. That is fucking brilliant. Walter then is out a jog or some shit. He says hi to the mum. The house has been toilet papered. Walter then handcuffs himself to the fridge when Pigman emerges and enters the house and says, we need to talk. And I'm like, this is exciting. This is exciting.
Instantly you're thinking, these are a team.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they absolutely are a team. Tommy, Noah Schnapp, by the way, and Megan return home and do them, and the mask, and never mind, it's Hubie. What's going on? He returns Cookie and Daniel. What the fuck's going on? Richard Hartman, he explains, was his friend as a kid, and he knows the secret routes around the town.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's an interesting plot. He then puts the family and Megan on house arrest. Do not leave here under no circumstances. Then he asks, because I know what you're thinking, there's not been a joke in a while. He then asks to go to the toilet because he needs a really big shit. He hears howls from outside whilst he's taking his really big shit. And then there's a dog outside of a haunted house.
Why was the dog in it so much at the end?
And he thinks this dog is Walter,
Yeah.
having turned into a were-dog.
Is he inside your feces?
The dog runs into a house. He then nicks a silver bullet and starts chasing it through the house. You ever been in a haunted house?
No.
Are they
It
even
made me
real?
really upset how fast he was okay with shooting a dog though. I got really scared.
It's a werewolf. He thinks it's a werewolf.
Yeah.
I then said he's the scariest thing in here. Then, Bully and Cleopatra, who were for some reason doing the haunted house at the same time, nice. Hubie then comes face to face with the dog. Then I remember this film's taking place over the course of a day.
Yeah.
The dog eats the bullet. Hubie thinks it's real. Chantel is the goddamn MVP. It's her dog. Then the bully hits on her and she calls him out for being a fucking pedophile. Then the bully goes to take out his rejection on Hubie in the haunted house. But he comes face to face with a mask and is made to fly backwards. Why is it all Hubie's abusers being kidnapped?
Why
with
are they
Ryan's thoughts?
all flying backwards like that? You must be thinking this person,
Is magic.
magic,
Witches.
demon, has extreme
Witches.
strength.
Not
you
an old
know.
woman.
No.
Everyone in the haunted house, so everyone is in the haunted house all of a sudden, you know, the fucking priest, Steve, everyone's there. And Hubie does his big kind of death in paradise reveal as to who he thinks the bad guy is. Steve then sends police to get him and Walter, but it turns out Walter and Richie already turned themselves in. Because they were roommates in the psych ward. Nick Hudson is Walter's real name. That's a sweet story, you know?
I like that plot
'Cause
twist.
he got out, he got released, and then he escaped to go and see him.
Did I feel like it completely wasted my time on the film?
Yes.
Yeah. Did I not mind that plot? No, that was nice.
He broke out for love,
Yeah.
and then he did some pissing stuff.
Literally.
So why is the real Walter undead? Because that gravestone had no death date on it, which means somewhere out there is an undead real man called Walter. I'm sure we'll get answers to that in the rest of this film. By the way, it was Rob Schneider under the mask. Big mask.
Yeah.
Rob Schneider, good to know. Then Ryan gets another excited bit, because in the haunted house, just as a random side character, is Peyton List.
Is that the blonde girl?
That is the blonde girl, also known as Holly Hills, every boy's crush from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Because let's get the Diary of a Wimpy Kid bodies on the floor.
So from a Disney Channel show.
Yes, I was so happy to just be getting. I'm so happy about Holly Hills in this movie. Then the mayor, who's played by George Wallace, Mayor Benson, who's played the mayor in Batman Begins. Oh, fuck this film. The Haunted House, it was played by Hotel Marblehead in Boston, Massachusetts. It was used for filming. It was built in the 1870s. It had a complete visual transformation and it actually looked pretty cool. I like the look of the haunted house.
Yeah.
The producers had filmed Grown Ups 2 in the area, saw the house and thought, hang on, we should use this for the haunted house.
Mm-hmm.
They said yes and were overwhelmed by the transformation, and now apparently the hotel can't shake its spooky vibe. So I thought, if we were to go to the Hotel Marblehead on Halloween this year, how much would it cost us for a night? It was sold out. So I thought, what's close to Halloween? The 28th to the 29th of October. For two people, £310.
For how long?
Right, one night.
That's insane.
All of the kids in the Sandlerverse. Are you ready? We might as well get to this now. Sandler loves giving his friends kids an easy in to the film industry. Because why work?
All I've learned from this is that I need to be friends with Adam Sandler.
Pretty much. Or your parents need to. Because why work when you could just
Yeah.
know Adam Sandler? Kevin James's kids are in the film. Three of them play Cookie's friends. Alan Covert, the producer, had his children cast. That was Daniel and Cookie's friends, and multiple kids in the food fighting scene were related to Alan Covert. Ray Liotta's daughter's in it. That's Barb, the friend of Cookie. Ben Stiller's daughter, she's in there. She's Lexi. She's the other lady that works in the cafe that Megan worked in. And then the director's kids are in it in the food fight. I hate this movie so Satan damn much. Ryan, you what's happening to you? They've been in custody during the bully swiping. It must have been someone else, Sophie. The town in the haunted house turn on Hubie, thinking he's out for revenge, which makes sense. Because this film has been edited to make me think Hubie is a bad guy. Then he is shot with a fire arrow. There's a bear. And then Halloween is being shut down officially thanks to the news reporter. Cool, thanks for that. The reveal of the voiceover lady happens now because he goes to the radio. He goes to the Radio Shack. Which is a good joke. It's not, because that's when we reveal that the really annoying lady's voice that's been cutting through the film very often to give exposition is fucking Shack. I hate this. Sweet Home Alabama is then played on the radio, and then his wife comes in. And what's the funny joke with his wife?
She's got a really, really manly voice.
And it's her real voice, and then they eat a sandwich. There's a spooky flash of shit.
Together.
Yeah.
Eat the sandwich together.
The less we talk about that, the better. There's a spooky flash of shit, not actual shit. Steve arrives, because that's what he does, and he and Hubie talk out ideas. Hubie says that Valentine liked her, but she might be evil, because she pre-booked a dedicated song to play on this night for Hubie, because she loves him.
Yeah.
So he gets wired up and is sent to get a confession from Valentine, who walks in like a villain. She's now made to look evil. He immediately says the code word pumpkin and asks her not to kill him. She now talks in an evil way. She's no longer talking in the nice way she's been talking. The burner phone is called, it's picked up, but it's not her. The pace just picked up an insane amount. He admits his feelings and then says that it's like she's his second crush because he was in love with a teacher or some shit. Steve listens to her praise Hubie, and then I was like, is the mother fucking evil, for fuck's sake? They were gonna kiss, but the phone is in the house, and then I had my favourite realisation in the entire movie. You know how when the mask was being shown going to hunt down people to eat away, and it looked like two little triangles? It was an M for mum. That is cool. I originally
Was
thought
that on purpose? Or is that just the way it was shaped?
it was a pumpkin mask.
I did not notice that.
Now I kick up fuss, having realised that the priest that's watching the mother must be the kidnapper or the bad guy. Adam Sandler steals a boat to go home. How does the geography of Salem, Massachusetts work, you may ask?
I don't
Is there
think there's
a river? Is there a
n-
massive lake in Salem?
There's no timeline.
No.
There's no geography. And there's no age limit with relationships.
How the fuck did that? There's a joke about the priest doing a jump scare. The pumpkin mask is the side mum because she's got a t-shirt on, by the way, that says kayaking gets me wet. It was mum who dedicated a song and not Valentine. She picked up the phone as Hubie is disgraced by the people who were mean to him, who are now all tied to stakes. Then the joke dies. The really funny joke dies because the newscaster rocks up and she's no longer dressed as Harley Quinn. Why was she no longer dressed as Harley Quinn? It would have been funnier if she was dressed as Harley Quinn. The police pull up, mum lights a match, and throws it. Then there was a flash before Hubie's eyes, the match flies and he sees Valentine, his love interest, and she's like, you're a hero. So he elects to be a hero. He shoots soup, which puts out the flame.
He debated it for a while.
He did. He really did. And then the police and that brought the gay love story with them.
Yeah.
Why did we bring them again?
There was nobody left at the station.
People are watching this on the telly. Sure. The mum asks, why do you all bully Hubie? Bully Hubie. Bully Hubie. Mum says he has nice qualities. And then she lists all of them. Hubie is praised by his mum for saving 4 ungrateful assholes. The 4 people on the stake then explain why they hate Hubie. Michael, the Freddie Mercury guy, hates him because he wants to be cool, but he is envious of how Hubie is free.
I feel like he was the only one that related it to Hubie.
You mean Maya Rudolph saying, I am not being sexually pleasured by Tim Meadows and Hubie is a virgin? Is not.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, but she is envious that he doesn't give 2 fucks about sex. And then, fucking, what's his face? Tim Meadows is like, I like his hair. And I'm bald. What the fuck? What the fuck? And then Ryota is like, Hubie can use big words. And I faked dyslexia when I was a kid because I'm dumb. What the fuck is happening?
But he does have dyslexia. Does he? Is that what he says?
Yes. It's funny. But then we get the third thing that made me laugh in this movie. Steve Buscemi and Rob Schneider are just kind of stood together. And we cut to Steve Buscemi for some reason. And he says, deadpan as fuck. My brother-in-law once said I had no ambition. Then he bit me and I became a werewolf. What the fuck does that mean? Hubie He takes all of the death threats that they've gave him, the insults, and you know what he does? He responds with kindness. They all feel emotional pain. But Hubie, he's brave because he can take insults. What? So we're saying he's a good guy because he can take insults. Mum then disappears to escape the law and I think she dies or some shit. Then the priest, who is still upside down, passes out, potentially dies. That's Michael Chiklis from Gotham, The Shield, and The Thing in Fantastic Four. Good to know. And then we learn that Walter / Nick, Steve Buscemi, killed Peanut the dog, which is how the flower got
Pig.
there. The pig, yeah, fuck. How the flower got there.
So not only did a guy at a graveyard have a heart attack because of Hubie, he also opted not to choose to save the Reverend, the priest.
Well, he hung himself up. Like, I don't know what the priest did.
I thought he asked him for help.
Yeah, but Hubie thought he was the kidnapper at that moment in time.
Yeah.
Hubie then goes and joins Newscaster Lady. It would have been really funny if she was still dressed as Harley Quinn on TV to wish everyone a happy Halloween and a Valentine's Day to Valentine, who's watching on the telly. And then he says he broke up with his Canadian girlfriend. And then he kisses the camera and she kisses the TV.
In front of her
in front of her
foster
foster children. And it's
which
horrific.
made me uncomfortable.
It made me very uncomfortable. Why does she like Hubie? We've learned why everyone dislikes him, but why does she think Hubie's a stud?
I don't know.
What is likeable about Hubie?
I thought it was a moustache.
I think he's got a giant penis. He walks about this film with the energy of a giant penis. And that's what I'm rooting for. I think she just sees thick.
And that's what she goes for.
Or she's been cast in an Adam Sandler movie and has to like him. It's because the joke is Adam Sandler always casts attractive women in his movies.
Yeah,
so
he
the
does.
joke is this one he's cast a woman who overly is into him. Cool, funny, self-referential, and horrific. 1 year later, they kiss. And then the kids are dressed in costumes, fucking Cookie, Crumb, and the other ones.
Brownie.
Oh my god. For some fucking reason Megan is there because she's nice too. I guess she's now been fostered because they say that they are our kids. It's been a year and now he is
Not
their
the
father.
fact that their boyfriend and girlfriend, Noah Schnapp and women.
Yes. They're dressed as Steve the Priest and the Two Psychos,
Yeah.
which would be a great name for a band.
Yeah.
Steve the Priest and the Two Psychos. Hubie is now the mayor.
He gets a proper sash.
Why is the mayor no longer the mayor?
I think because he didn't cancel the fireworks.
He did.
Oh, did he?
Yes. I think it's the reason why Harley Quinn was no longer dressed as Harley Quinn because Halloween got cancelled. Hubie then gives the teens one of their own red flasks. They call him Dad. Will we ever know who Cookie's real dad is? I wanted to know that so bad and I never find out. Anyway, he cycles. Now he's respected by everyone. There's another radio joke and then it kind of ends on a freeze frame. That was shit.
Where's his mum?
She died.
Does it say she died?
No, but she's like, I've not got long left, I'm going to die, it doesn't matter. Then she disappears into the ether and definitely dies.
No body to be found. No funeral.
What about the guy that had a heart attack and actually did die though?
Or the Reverend.
He might have just
Is he
passed out.
seen again?
He might have just passed out. I'm
Has
pretty
he
sure.
seen
I'm pretty
again?
sure he's seen again.
That's alright then.
Because the bully is like, oh, I'm pretty sure Reverend is there.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a funny gag-filled character break in post credits, and we pay tribute to Cameron Boyce, and that concludes maybe Halloween. Adam Sandler dedicated a special moment in his Netflix movie Hubie Halloween to his late co-star Cameron Boyce. At the end of the Halloween comedy, Sandler paid tribute to Boyce, who had epilepsy and died on July 6, 2019 after suffering a seizure in his sleep. He was 20 years old. About halfway through the credits at the end of the film, a picture of the late actor appears on screen along with a touching message about the young star. In loving memory of Cameron Boyce, gone way too soon and one of the kindest, coolest, funniest and most talented kids we ever knew. You live on forever in our hearts and are truly missed every day. In fact, Boyce was meant to play a young deli worker, bully in Hubie Halloween, a role that ended up being portrayed by Karen Barr, who also starred alongside Cameron Boyce in Jessie. That Boyce was set to star in the new film. It was devastating news for the family, as Boyce was just such a nice kid. He was good friends with Adam Sandler's kids as well.
So that was a nice part of the film.
That's the nicest part about the movie.
It would have been nice if he dedicated like a good film to him.
I don't know, it could be a good film.
I did like Cameron Boyce.
I like Cameron Boyce as well. I thought that film was shit. Would you like to summarise the movie before concluding?
Oh, gosh. In like so many words, or just
summarise the movie.
if you want something really easy and fun to watch, don't watch this. If you want to waste your time and feel like it's a slow torture that you're doing to yourself through choice, watch the film.
Well put. It asks so many questions and sets up so many plot threads.
There were so many ways it could have been better.
That it doesn't. I literally fixed multiple jokes. Right, I've spelt a bunch of cards, so your odds have drastically increased. Guess the card. Gotta finish.
I can't remember the other ones.
They are right in front of you.
I know, but then I want to say those ones because I can see them. The 4 of clubs.
2 of hearts, ace of diamonds, king of diamonds.
The Queen of Hearts.
The ace of spades.
Oh, I forgot ace is a thing.
Oh, what should we go for? We will go for the 7 of clubs. 10 of clubs.
The ace of diamonds.
8 of hearts. Ooh, ace of hearts. 9 of hearts. Oh, interesting. Two together. We'll give it one more go each, and then we'll wrap up with the only thing I can think of to do in a Halloween themed Adam Sandler podcast, which is be funny.
The 10 of hearts.
4 of spades. And we will wrap up with the 2 of diamonds. It's not 2 diamonds. Well, that was a little bit of entertainment. Guess the card. Do you remember Halloween when you go trick or treat?
Yeah, it wasn't very good though.
Tell the joke.
Oh god, really?
Yeah. Any joke is funnier in this film.
Can I use the one I used last night?
Go for it.
When I was walking, some guy threw milk on me, and I said, "How dare he?"
Probably better than anything Sandler would put in any of his films.
That's not true, because there was at least 2 good jokes out of the hour and 43 minutes.
I got 3. I got Marco, asshole. I got the lady Harley Quinn one. And I'd like to revisit this one line of dialogue that is amazing. My brother-in-law once said I had no ambition. Then he bit me and I became a werewolf. What does it mean? What does it mean?
I have a feeling it's some deep-rooted abuse from his brother that made him lose his mind, and that's why he's in a mental hospital for thinking he's a werewolf.
He is a werewolf. Werewolves are real.
Okay.
I've got an awful joke that I heard recently.
Was it the one I just told you?
Yeah, no, I'd argue this joke is beyond worse because it's not funny.
It's not Callum's 7-Up joke, because I did
So-
think about this.
So, it's not Callum's 7-Up joke, no, but it is something Callum will one day come away with and he'll respect me for. So, it's going on a flight recently. Okay? It's at the airport. Sat down and I'm sitting down beside this guy, reading the newspaper, looking at the articles, funny things, Daily Bugle and all that, and there's a guy beside me, and along comes somebody in the lip. Ralph! And he's like, Ralph's just coming. Right. And he gets in a conversation with this Ralph guy, and I'm sitting there beside him thinking, funny that. You know how often and how infrequently you'd actually bump into somebody that you know at an airport? What are the chances that 2 people are at the airport that know each other at the same time? I'm sure it's Sure, it's fine. So I get up and I go to board the flight, and would you believe it, Ralph is getting on this flight with me, and we go up our boarding together, and he's in front of me in the queue, and the wee lady who's like doing the check-in and all that, she's like, "Oh my God, Ralph! Hi, how you doing?" And Ralph's like, "How you doing?" And at this point, I'm starting to think, who is Ralph? Who is this Ralph guy? Like, does he work for the plane, maybe? Is he a regular airport face? It doesn't matter. So we get onto the plane, and I'm sat down, and Ralph's beside me. I've not quite finished a newspaper. I think Ralph was doing Sudoku. I'm trying to cheat off him or something. And then pilot comes on, he's about to take off, and he says, "Everybody, we are about to head off to Rome in Italy. Sit back, relax. It'll be about 3.5 hours till we are there. But I would like to give a special shout out to Ralph, who is on this flight." And everyone's like, "Hey, Ralph! Who the fuck is Ralph?" I start thinking, I'm going insane, right? There's this Ralph guy beside me in this plane, and everybody seems to know who he is, and I don't know who he is. Who is this Ralph guy? So anyway, I get off the plane, I'm walking through, get the bags, getting the wee transfer to the hotel, and get out my little taxi to see who's at the hotel. Ralph. And would you believe it? The guy behind the desk in Italy only fucking knows Ralph, doesn't he? So he knocks over the luggage and he's like, "Ralph," giving him big hugs, and he's doing the Italian accent. "Oh, Ralphie, it's nice to see you." And he takes him up and he promotes his room, he gives him a better room. And at this point, I have lost my mind. I do not know who this Ralph guy is. I think I need to get away from this Ralph guy. I know what I'm going to do. I am in Rome. I'm going to go to Vatican City and I'm going to see the Pope doing a mass. Because there's going to be tens of thousands of people seeing the Pope doing a mass. So surely I won't see Ralph again. So I get into the crowd, and I'm surrounded by tens, I still kid you not, tens of thousands of people, and I'm watching, and then the Pope comes out and everyone claps, and I'm just kind of like, right, this is I'm looking around, I'm checking for Ralph. No Ralph, I'm in the clear. And I'm looking up at this stage, and the Pope, he's talking, he's doing his mass stuff, religion and all that, and he says he's been joined by a special guest. When out walks fucking Ralph. Ralph walks on to this stage, and everybody, all tens of thousands of them, on their feet, making more noise than they gave the Pope. And I'm angry at this point. I'm going mad. I turn to this random Italian man beside me, I grab him by the collar, and I say, "Who the fuck is that on the stage?" And the guy responds, "No idea, but he's got some cheek standing next to our Ralph like that." And that's the joke. Because the guy doesn't know who the Pope is, but he knows who Ralph is.
I wish I said vodka. I know. A lot of vodka.
I told you it's one of the worst jokes ever conceived by anybody.
It's really bad.
There's no punchline.
It's really bad. I actually think long bad jokes are worse.
Yeah.
Because it's actual torture.
I have made you suffer through
listening to that.
Through Ralph.
Yeah.
Because the joke is the guy doesn't know who the Pope is.
Yeah.
And you should know who the Pope is. So if it helps you, to be fair, so the Pope died recently and he's now an American.
Yeah, there's a new one though, isn't there?
Yeah. My favourite Pope is Pope Francis. No, I like Pope John. Is it John Francis? Fuck
I don't know any of them.
Yeah. And on that Hubie note, enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Come back next month for another edition of the Sandlerverse as we see what absolute Adam Sandler crap I am watching then. Did you like Hubie Halloween? Any questions for the two viewers?
Thanks for listening.
It's not a question, it's a statement. And on that note, good night. Thank you very much for listening to this edition of the Sandlerverse. You can see links to the other YouTube channels and other videos on the channel if you would like to check them out. Subscriptions, likes, comments mean the absolute world.